Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. God bless. Julie's number one in here tonight. Let me take a look here. I could be wrong. Nope, I'm right. Julie, number one. She says, hello, everyone. I really wanted to be first. Good vibes. Amen. Absolutely, girl. You number one tonight. Absolutely. Pam's number two. Hey, PG. Hello, Pam. How are you tonight, sweetie? And Steph, number three. Hey, y'all. Hey to you, girl. How you doing tonight? Good to see everybody. God bless. Yeah, it's like almost a countdown to Christmas, right? Countdown to Christmas. It's coming fast. Too fast, if you ask me. Cool Gamer, how you doing tonight, sweetie? Hello, everybody. Hello to you. How you doing, Lori? Curse with curiosity. About time, PG. Yeah, I heard that, girl. I don't know why that struck me funny, but it did. How you doing, Tammy? Hello, PG and family. Much love to you, girl. Always L8. Hello, my YouTube family. Much love. Love you, PG. Hey, girl, I love you too. God bless. How you doing tonight, Robin? The changes that Leilani racked, the charges that Leilani racked up is crazy. I would tell you that Leilani. I don't know. I don't know what to say for Leilani. I just don't know what to say for her. I just gotta thank God we don't live in her head, right? Or maybe we don't have her head on us. That's even a better thing to be thankful for, right? Leilani. Oh, damn. Oh, girl. I'm going to tell you, she's spent, right? She is absolutely spent. She's like gone. She's gone for like life, right? And no coming back from that one. Okay, sorry everybody, I didn't want you to hear me snap a pop open in your ear, so. Hey PG, did you hear the PC from the district attorneys in Chatham County? Yeah. The lady that was talking, uh, she's straight up prosecuting that ass, right? She's straight up prosecuting. I mean, it don't look good. It don't look good. From what I've been researching, it don't look good. But I can tell you this. They're getting her for malice murder, right? Then they're going to get her for I thought for a minute that they dropped it down, right? I thought that they had dropped it down, but I guess they didn't drop it down, right? They did not drop it down on her. That's what I was looking into. And hold on for just a second. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to talk to one of my kids for a quick, brief second there. And yes, they can have ice cream. Um, wish I got me a bowl of that. Before I sit down, right? Forget it now. I'm sure they done hit the fridge and making me one heck of a mess. Hey PG. Yeah, so basically they hit her for malice murder, they hit her for felony murder, they hit her for, oh my gosh, they got her for so much that you can't keep up with it, right? They like straight mess Leilani's ass up. And I don't think they would have added the felony on there unless she talked. She had to said something. She had to have said something to get herself that extra charge. So I'm not sure where she went wrong. I'm sure her lawyers told her, or whoever her, well, actually her lawyer, right, is a product of the state. So basically her lawyer works for what? The very people that's against her, right? So how are you going to win when you got somebody working for you that actually works for the other side anyway? I wish criminals, especially criminals, right? I just wish criminals would think about it when they get a public defender, right? When you get a public defender, it's free, right? It's free. Some attorneys do it pro bono, and others, others get paid, right, by the taxpayers, so you can have free consultation and all the good shit, right? So you can have a free lawyer. Okay. So, with all that being said, that lawyer still works for the state, which the state, is the one prosecuting your ass, right? And how are you going to win? How the hell are you going to win that? You're not. You absolutely ain't going to win it. You got to pay for your lawyer. If you want to win a case, you need to get a damn good attorney, right? And bust ass at it. Casey Anthony, she got one of the best lawyers. I mean, he did it pro bono, right? But he did it for the publicity and everything. I mean, her case was like huge. It really blew up. And by it blowing up the way it did, then this attorney wanted to be in the spotlight, and kind of like the OJ, right? There you go. Leilani, I guess, ain't that lucky, because I don't guess her case blowed up. It didn't blow up as big as Casey Anthony's, right? It didn't hit no inquirers or nothing like that. So, point being is that she had to end up with a shitty ass state paid lawyer. So, sorry about your luck there, Leilani. But the thing is, a damn good paid attorney could have probably done a little bit, could have helped her out a little bit, like, at least got the charges down to where she ain't gonna get fried. I mean, you got to remember Georgia has the death penalty down there, right? They carry the death penalty. And all that Billie Joe can say is, I hope my daughter gets right so that she can be a mom in heaven to Quinton. Really, Billie Joe? This is why your kids are so messed up already. You know, not to be rude, but that's why her kids are so fucked up. Her kids are fucked up due to the simple fact that Billie Joe is fucked up. You know, I have a love and hate relationship right now going on with, you know, where Billie Joe's concerned. I feel super sorry for her because, yes, Billie Joe is the grandmother of Quinton, and I'm sure she loved her grandchildren dearly. You know, she held that baby, she rocked that baby, she played with that baby. She probably walked the floor with that baby, right? When it was crying, she probably calmed it down. She watched it laugh. She washed its little clothes, bathed it, dressed it, you know, played out in the swimming pool with it. We seen pictures of that. I don't know if they're going to give Leilani a plea deal. I don't know if they give her a plea deal after, you know, all of what they went through and finding Quinton and everything, his body, his little body. I don't think that, I don't see a plea deal coming. Absolutely, positively not. Why should they give her a plea deal? I mean, they got everything they need. They got everything they need to just, you know, wipe her backside now, right? And they only give plea deals when, you know, they ain't got enough to prosecute someone. Oh, they've got plenty to prosecute her on. Matter of fact, they just, you know, they done indicted her, right? They done indicted her ass. So, you know, it is what it is on her behalf. As far as Billie Joe, right, I hope not PG because I think it needs to go all the way. Good evening, Texas Brat. How you doing tonight? Well, you know, I don't think that we have to go all the way. I don't think we have to go all the way to the end of all this anymore. I mean, it'd be nice, you know, it would be nice that it would go all the way to, you know, to the end. No plea deal. Because when they have the trial and everything, when they have the trial and all of that, then you absolutely get to listen. You get to find, you know, you get to, if Leilani's smart, she will run it all the way through a trial. If she's smart. If she's smart, she would. No doubt in my mind. Absolutely always go for the trial. In a case like this. I know I would. I know I absolutely would want it to go to trial. Because when it goes to trial, you know, then that's where they have to, you know, they have to prove without a shadow of a doubt, right? A shadow of a doubt that Danny or anyone else in that house that particular night, or no one came in, they have the shadow of a doubt that it was Leilani that actually did what was done. It's got to be a shadow of a doubt, right? So, that's the way I would run it. Absolutely. Because, I mean, if I was sitting on that jury, knowing that Danny, this guy that's a rapper and sings about, actually writes sung songs about exactly what happened to Quinton, and was in the house at the time it all went down. Actually, the babysitters called off by his cell phone and not Leilani's. And then, he claims that, he knew nothing about it. I think it's bullshit. He said he got up in the morning and saw Quinton before he left for work. How can you get up and see Quinton if Quinton was indeed already, already supposedly passed away, and she went out in the middle of the night and threw him away? How could you see him before you left, Danny? That's a question on the defense side that I would be putting out there, right? I mean, Danny's going to be in the box. I'm going to make sure Danny's in the box, right? Because I feel Danny's got some involvement in this as well. His phone was involved. If his phone was involved, then I would suspect he's involved also. Because one thing I know about humans and cell phones is that's the one thing everyone keeps a hold of, and no one, I mean, is willing to part with, right? Everybody's got a cell phone nose that's glued to their hand. It's glued to them. I know this. I mean, these people can't even put it down long enough to eat dinner. They can't put it down long enough to visit anyone. They can't put it down in church, right? They're sitting in church, looking down with their cell phones, right? These people are attached to their cell phone. And I do not believe someone's going to have your cell phone, writing babysitters, deleting everything, doing all this shit where you're just, where are you, Danny? Hey, Robin, how you doing tonight, hon? And yes, Curse with Curiosity, that's truth. Now, I do not, I can't say it was her that did that. Now, from what we're hearing through the grapevine, yes, whoever did this used an object. They used an object, and with that object, yes, they brutally beat the child to death. Yes. That is what's being said. That whatever they used to attack him with is exactly what led to him being gone. He was seriously abused. Absolutely. Viciously abused. Now, by who? By who? We got Danny in that house. We've got a brother in that house, and we've got Leilani in that house. We've got 3 people in that house. My suspicion is that Danny and Leilani are the 2 culprits, right? I'd say the brother had nothing to do with it whatsoever. Period. But did the brother hear? Because if you do this to a child, that child's going to be screaming. If you're in a house, you're going to hear it. Tina Bobina, I don't know that. The only ones that know what really happened in that house, it's God Almighty, His Son, Jesus Christ, right? The Holy Spirit, the angels, and the people in that house, the ones that did it. That is the only people that truly know what happened in that house that night. We cannot sit there and say, oh, we know. We want to blame Leilani, sure, right? We want to because she's the one they got in jail. But ain't that kind of rude on our parts when we don't know? We're so quick to judge, right? So quick to judge. You know, I'm trying to get to heaven. You know, I'm not worried about crucifying Leilani. I'm worried about, my backside not ending up in Hades. And I gotta be honest and truthful. And I'm being honest and truthful when I say I do not know who did what in that house that night. Because I don't. Now I'm going to tell you something about women, especially young women. Guys like Danny, Leilani would not be the first woman sitting in prison. She will not be the first person. And a lot of men, right? Not just women, but men who really love someone takes the downfall. They take the downfall for someone else because that someone else promises them all these things, right? They tell them, I'm going to tell you the greatest thing that guys like Danny tell young women. And you better be very careful out there. You better be very careful in this world because the new norm for people like Danny is to say, you take the rap, they won't go as hard on you. Right? They won't go as hard on you. Baby, I'm gone. Baby, they're going to send me up. I mean, it's a whole different ballgame for men. Yeah. So, I can't help what Cher's saying. Was Cher there? Was Cher there? No, Cher wasn't there. Cher was not there. Cher doesn't know who did it, who didn't do it. Right? Until Leilani opens her mouth and says, yes, I done it. Because right now, Leilani is saying, I didn't do it. Leilani's saying that's not truth. That Danny did tell the babysitter. Leilani's the one saying she was the one passed out. That's what Leilani's saying. It's just nobody out here is listening. As we often don't. As we often don't because we all think we know it all. Right? We just think we know it all. I don't know it all. I'm not afraid to say I don't. Oh, sweet Norway. How you doing tonight? Hi, my dear sister and mentor and all my fam in chat. I have missed you all. I love you all. Well, we miss and love you too, sweet Norway. God bless, hon. God bless. Yeah, I'm not taking up for Leilani at all. I'm absolutely not. I'm just saying that, I'm not going to turn a blind eye or a deaf ear upon her as well. When she's saying, she said that she was passed out. She said she did not do this. She said Danny, it came from his phone that he did inform the babysitter. Danny was there. Danny did help chase off the babysitter, saying, we don't need your help, right? I believe they spoke to Danny and got him to talk and then told him to leave till he's summoned to court. I believe that as well. I absolutely do. But, what I'm saying is, it doesn't mean that Danny told him the truth. I mean, if he indeed got Leilani to go along with him in this little, in all, what I'm saying is, I do not understand how anyone could be under that roof and not know what happened, especially when we find out the method that happened to the baby, right? I mean, now we know that this child obviously had to been screaming and crying at some point, right? You cannot, smack a child and see what you get out of it. You're going to get, right? That's what you're going to get. I mean, like the whole world, you think the whole world could hear it. That's how bad it gets. No. So, absolutely, Danny did not sleep through that. Well, the babysitter said I got a text and I got it from Danny. So that's how she knew what Danny did, right? If you're passed out and your husband texts your mom and you get up the next morning and your mom tells you that your husband texted her, you're going to say, honey, why'd you text my mom, right? That's how you know that your husband texted your mom. Why would your mom lie? I mean, your mom's got it right there on her phone. Text come from your husband. Now your husband tells your mother, that wasn't me. That was my wife. Now he blames it on you. Well, everybody believes him. Everybody believes him because why? Why? Because maybe, they think more of him than they do you anyway. Right? Maybe your mom don't necessarily, trust or believe anything that you say. So, you and your mom ain't got a very good relationship. So she believes your husband over you. That's going to hurt you, but it happens all the time, right? Happens all the time. People lie on you. They lie on you all the time. How many people? I bet there's no one in this chat tonight that someone hasn't said something about you that was not, that was. I bet everyone here has had someone say something about you that was not truth. It wasn't truth. You knew it wasn't truth, but people yet believed them. You were sitting there trying to defend yourself when you had no reason to be defending yourself. But you felt you did because this liar said something to someone about you that was untrue and people were believing it. Happens all the time. All the time. I mean, it probably happened to you in your childhood, right? Kids always lie on each other. Kids always be lying. You always get that one kid that does everything and blames everybody else for it, right? You always got that one snake running around the house. Mommy's informant. And it's usually mommy's informant that does everything. But mommy believes that informant, right? And you don't even know why. You don't know why she ain't able to see that snake for what it is. Right? But it happens. No, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. And if indeed this girl is telling the truth, we better remember that Danny was the one mostly took care of the children, not Leilani. Like I said, I hang and socialize with a lot of human beings. And I'm very well aware of the women like Leilani who let everybody else take care of their children because they don't want to. They let anybody take care of that kid. Anybody that wants to. Because they don't. Mommy, grandma, grandpa, boyfriends, brother, sister, they pawn it off on anyone and their uncles, aunts, cousins. They just don't want to watch that kid. They want to lay around, mostly do nothing, right? They mostly fucking want to do nothing. They just lay around on that ass. Always laying around on that ass. They don't clean the house. They don't cook. They don't watch their kids. They don't do anything. You ask yourself, what the hell does this person do? What do they do? Do they even wipe their backside when they go to the bathroom? Or do they expect someone to try to come do that for them as well? Right? Or maybe just go on clean. Who knows? That's how lazy you feel they are. And seeing that Leilani seemed to be that type of human, makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. Yeah, see, I get it all the time. Yes, recently happened to me. Right. If it don't happen to me, something's wrong. Right? Pebble Mom. I agree. We don't know details. We weren't there. Absolutely not. I just, I just one of those people. I don't want to end up in Hades by judging somebody without knowing facts, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. This girl is taking it to trial, and if she goes all the way to trial with this, it's going to make me believe her even more. If she doesn't take a plea deal, it's going to make me all the more believe that Danny had something to do with it. I don't care if you passed a lie detector's test or you didn't. The point is, people pass them all the time. There's criminals out there passing that lie detectors all the time. It don't take that hard to pass a lie detector's test, right? Because it only goes off a pulse. And as long as if you're one of them kick back, relaxed type people, really don't give a damn, it's a cinch. You'll pass it. I mean, and it also is your mind frame, how you believe. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the Lord, right? You can't take nobody's life anyway. Only God can give and take life, right? Only God can do that. God giveth, God taketh away. I mean, through his son Jesus Christ is how you obtain eternal life. And And maybe Jesus holds the keys to life and death right now because God allowed that to happen. But Jesus only does what God wants him to do. And what I'm saying is, if somebody's life is took, you didn't take it anyway. God did what was best for that human and took their life, right? God did what was best for that human. He didn't do what was best for all of us. He did what was best for them. And someday, if something really bad happens to one of us, where we won't have, where our life won't be worth living, right? Other than people to stare at us and just be comfortable with the fact we're there. But our personal quality of life is gone. We really don't. We don't want to live that way, right? It's hard living like that, and we ain't happy living like that. And God knows it. Then He'll take you, right? He'll take you away because He does what's best for you, not everybody around you. God did what was best for Quinton, not for Billie Joe or anyone else. He did what was best for Quinton. Because whatever happened to Quinton, he wouldn't have been able to live the same quality of life as he would have before it happened. And God felt that, why should this baby have to live like that to make other people happy that he's just still with us? That ain't the way life works. How you doing, Red Road? Homestead, how you doing tonight, hon? Hello, PG. Much love, lady. Much love to you. Well, they're saying she did. That's what they're saying. They're saying she did. Did she? I don't know. I wasn't there. Did she do it? Or did Danny do it? And then talk her into doing the rest. Like, to cover it all up. He stayed there and take care of the other kids, watched the house while she went and did what needed to be done, right? Or did he go do it? Did he take her phone, leave his at the house to make sure that she got busted instead of him? I mean, hey, if I was put in that situation, I'm not taking my phone with me, right? I'm not taking my phone, right? I mean, Danny could be looking at it this way. Look, it's your kid. You should have been up watching it. It's your problem. I've been doing this stuff. I lost my temper. I'm sorry I did this to your kid, but I can't go down for it. Right? That might be how Danny's thinking. That's the way people think. This is how people think. They're not going to go as hard on you as they would me, Or maybe she don't know anything about it. She said she don't even remember. Right? She don't remember anything. She can't remember what went on. She thought she's passed out. Maybe she was. Like I said, maybe he let her take all the downfall. I mean, people gaslight you. They'll gaslight you. Maybe, Leilani ain't that smart. Maybe Danny said, look, you obviously did something. You sure you were passed out? Maybe you did it and you don't remember because it was too much for you to remember. Oh, something like that. Maybe that's why you're not remembering. When you have people telling you stuff like this, it makes you start to question yourself, right? It makes you start questioning yourself when people gaslight you, tell you that you're crazy, you know, and they will. They will. People will tell you, lay something down. Lay something down in your house. Someone else moves it. You know you didn't move it. You would say, hey, who moved this? Oh, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. You must have moved it and not remembered. And then you start questioning yourself. Maybe you did, right? Could you have done that? That's a small thing, so you write it off and say, well, hell with it. It don't matter, right? It don't matter. But it does matter because, it does matter because when people see they can gaslight you like that, you know for a fact you didn't do it, and they can gaslight you on little things, they'll start gaslighting you on big things if they're evil. And you don't ever know when you got an evil human in your midst. So you have to, remember to stand firm. You know you didn't do something, then you let them know you didn't do it. And then you say, you know what, maybe one of you moved it and don't remember. Right? Or just don't want to admit to what you did. Because I sure to hell know it was not me. And that way people know that you cannot be gaslighted. That you have surety in yourself. And you're not going to put up with that shit. Well, sure, she's a liar. But Danny ain't. What is Danny? Is that Danny guy? Is that Danny guy a preacher? Is he some kind of saint? Am I missing something? I mean, I must be missing something. Because the last time I checked, Danny was a drug user, right? He was your everyday run-of-the-mill punk that nobody wants to see their daughter date or with. He was exactly what you don't want your child around. Let it be your daughter or son. You do not want them hanging with Danny, right? You do not want them anywhere near or socializing with the likes of Danny. This is a guy that goes to house parties and parties it down. He doesn't work a real job, right? He doesn't think about getting a real education, getting a real job, keeping a roof over his head, food on the table, clothes on his family's back. This guy's a fucking bum. He's a Skid Row, freaking lay around bum. He was laying in there with Leilani on her parents, no better than Leilani was. So why is this guy getting a bunch of credit that isn't no credit due? Where is his credit coming from? I don't know. No, it don't. But it don't make her one as well. He was in the house. I mean, how come we're going to make her one and not him? That's my question. Why are we making her one and not him? When indeed, if that phone call to the babysitter would have been on her phone and not his, Lord have mercy. Right? Lord have mercy. We just knew it was her then. We knew it was her for damn sure. PG, it came from her phone. Right? That's what I would have been hearing. That's what I would have heard. No, he's not being indicted. He's not. He sure isn't. but I think he should be. I honestly think and they said they ain't indicting anyone right now. They're not looking or seeking to indict anyone else right now, right? That don't mean they ain't going to indict his ass later. I mean, I don't think Danny's got a free ticket out of there. She's not going to say anything about Danny because she feels, she thinks she can beat this. When she finds out she can't beat this, she's going to tell on Danny's ass. And I guarantee Danny's probably going to get prosecuted as well. No doubt in my mind. I think there's a lot more to this than we think. I don't think this was a Leilani thing. I don't think it was a Danny thing. I think it was a we thing, Leilani and Danny, to be honest with you. I think it was both of them. Because when the babysitter said she pulled up, they both were standing there and both of them looking guilty as hell. So I think it was, yes, I think they both had their hand in whatever went down in that home that night. Yeah, she got her wish. That's the truth. What I'm saying is, I'm not defending either one of them. I'm not defending either one. But I think that everyone in this should have to pay for what happened to this baby. It's not fair to Quinton. It's not fair to Quinton to not get justice where justice is due. And if Danny indeed had a hand in this, then Quinton deserves justice on Danny's part as well, right? Quinton deserves that. And not only that, but if we want to all holler it's not Danny, and Danny gets within another relationship and does this again, repeats itself, how bad are we going to feel? How bad are we going to feel that we sat there and we took, the crappy side, right? We sit there and, wanted to prosecute the hell out of Leilani and let this other guy that we suspected could have had a hand in everything that, in the future may repeat what went down here, right? And what do we got? We've got another child. We've got another child, like little Quinton, in the hands, of someone like Danny. We don't know, but it's our job. It's our job to investigate it 100%. To not turn a blind eye to a man that was in that house, that indeed the phone call came from his phone. He did, take care of the kids the most of the time, right? And there's no way you could do what she did to a child without everybody in that house hearing it. I mean, even that brother had to hear that. Don't tell me anybody sleeps that sound, because they sure the fuck don't. Absolutely not. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you'd have to be dead not to hear it. Yes, he does. Oh, tell Miss Norway to come up. I seen something flash. I'm sorry, I got all this stuff up, and I have to try to keep an eye on the bottom panel. So please tell her to come up. Come up, Norway. I'm sorry, I seen you, but you went back down before I could get to you. Here you go, babes. How you doing, sweetie? I'm sorry, I seen you, but
Hey, lovely.
How you doing, hun?
Hey, I miss you so much.
I miss you too.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
Oh, yes. How about yourself? How about you?
No, I am not doing fine. I have been in the hospital for a long time. But yes, it's not about my health. So anyway, I would know I was missing you, but I was so sick I couldn't um, talk from the hospital because it's the night in Norway. So I cannot sit in my room with other people and talking in the middle of the night.
Oh, I
So
see.
yeah, my kidney is very bad now. But yes, I am listening to you as always. Um, oh, it had been so much the Athena thing, and oh my God, and summer I miss her, and it had been so much. But about this Quinton, um, I was a little bit shocked that because um, this mother, her, three of her children, all of her children, has been born addicted to drugs, and also I never forget when they was going down there. She was smiling, she was laughing, she was going to party and drinking and eating while they were looking for her son at the garbage. And she never shed a tear. She was like a sociopath. And about Danny, you can have right. I don't know about him, but I feel this police, he is a good example. Maybe Ronnie Larson will look at him. And also in the Monkeys case, they did never give up. They find him. And I am sure if they even think Danny was involved, they would have took him. I think so. Because this police, I love him. He is so good. He did never stop and he was crying. So I cannot imagine that they will let Danny go free. And I also think they were saying they have proof of she waiting for the garbage truck. Who put their own children in the garbage? And and now they have found out the child was beat to death. It's so horrible. And she was lying. Why did she say first that the father took him, that maybe some people took him, and she didn't even want to phone the police.
Exactly.
And
The,
the babysitter said in the latest interview she did that Leilani, her own words was, she did never bond with Quinton. She didn't feel like she loved him. She did love Zane, and also, Danny didn't lose his child when they went to court. Um, Billie Ho only get the two boys. She didn't get the daughter because of Danny, could look after the daughter. But I know he's a rapper, wannabe rapper, and but I also think he was working every day.
they both was.
Yeah,
Leilani and him was both flipping
yeah, they was
hamburgers
chasing.
somewhere.
But of
But
course,
the
they
the
need.
point the point is we've all seen, all of us have seen a child get stung by a bee, right? We've all
Yeah,
seen a child get stung by a bee,
yeah,
and we know how a child, you know, if the bee once the bee stings it, it starts screaming. If the bee's chasing it around, I mean, we've seen children that didn't even get stung by a bee. They just see some bees and they just take off running, screaming, hollering,
yeah,
jumping around. Now, just imagine if you're in a park,
yeah,
and you see this, everybody turns to look, right? Everybody turns to look. I know if I'm in a park and all of a sudden I hear a child start screaming or crying man, I'm the first to, where's this coming from, right? They'll start looking around.
yeah,
So what I'm saying is, if indeed if indeed this was going down inside that house, this child is going
Yeah.
to be screaming, and you can't tell me no one heard nothing. They
That I can
absolutely
agree
had to
with.
hear it. There's no way Danny slept through this child screaming like that, especially when he was the one that took care of the children most of the time. And that means
Yeah.
he would be the one that would wake up and feed their newborn daughter, right? So
Yeah.
he's used
But
to hearing and getting up. There's
I
no
don't
way he
know.
could have
I
missed
don't
it.
know because we also don't know where the child was beating. If people, many people,
In the
especially
bathroom.
when they're using drug or marijuana,
It was in the
they are
bathroom.
sleeping. They are sleeping very heavy, and maybe she took the child out. We don't know. Maybe she taped his mouth. We don't know. Maybe we don't know.
It
And
had to.
her brother, even her mother, everybody say she's lying about everything, and she was beating the children.
One thing we know, fact. The
Yeah,
fact is that whatever happened went down in that bathroom. We
in
know
that bathroom.
that's a fact. That
We
bathroom
know
is
that now.
that bathroom is downstairs, right in the center of that house, where if someone's screaming, everyone's going to hear it. So there's no way
But he
Danny.
was little. She can only do like this.
Oh, and I
He was a little bit.
as
I
bad
don't
as they
know.
as bad as they said, from what they're saying, the severity of whatever she used to do that, or he, we don't know who. We're saying her because she's the one being charged.
I promise you, if it was he, she will throw him under the bus immediately. I believe that
I
paragraph.
don't, I don't think so. If she thinks that there's a chance of her taking it, if he's got her convinced that if she takes it all the way through trial and she'll win, she won't say nothing. She'll try to hold it because she thinks that if she wins, she'll be back out and him and her be together with their child again. This is, and I can guarantee you, if she does, they will be back together because she knows the truth.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But, it's good to have a little difference of opinion because then we can discuss. But, today, uh, after I came home, I was listening to share while I was waiting for you. This woman is so sick. I have never. That is something wrong with the world.
Did you
Did
guys
you
see her
do,
face?
do you know what she was saying? First of all, she was so drugged out. I
Oh
have
yeah,
never
look,
seen her.
look at this. Look at the sores. Look at them sores.
Yeah,
We all
I
know
know.
what these sores.
And she was
She's too
drugged
old.
out.
She's too old for that type of acne. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we all know what causes them sores, right?
Yeah.
There no doubt in my mind. We don't
Do you
know.
know what she said? Did you listen? She said, I am the one who have picked out the casket for Quinton. I
She,
was all, I was start crying. I was thinking, she and Billy Joe have known each other for 4 or 5 weeks on the internet.
hmm
And now Cher have picked out the casket for Quinton and the color for Quinton for the casket and everything. This was
well,
today. She say that.
I'm gonna tell you something. Cher is out for to take people to the cleaners. That's what she's out for.
Yeah, but there have to be
And
something wrong with Billy Joe too.
well, Billy Joe right now, what Cher is doing is she's taking full advantage of
Yeah.
Billy Joe's grief, pain, hurt,
Yeah.
all the things.
Vulnerability.
She's
Yeah.
taking full fucking
I was thinking the
advantage
same.
of it
I
all. That's
totally
what this
agree.
woman is doing. And I'm gonna be honest, where Billy Joe's concerned, she's losing everything, right? She's losing um right now the poor lady is losing her. Here's her RV. This is Billy Joe's RV. It
Yeah,
is for sale.
yeah,
You know, and I got somebody's picture. Let me get this down so you guys can see it better. Here's her RV that she is selling off for 19,000. Um, I did do the research. This RV is worth $35,000.
uh,
She is giving it away
she's
for
like
for
desperate.
practically nothing, just the
Yeah,
payoff on it.
yeah.
Um, so yes, she is absolutely giving it away for nothing. This is a $35,000 RV she's willing to let go for only um for only the
Yeah,
19,000. I
she
did take
need
note
money.
though that right here in one corner it looks like it's dented. That could just be the picture. I don't know, but it does look like it's a little dented right there in the second picture, lower bottom part.
Yeah,
It doesn't look dented in the other one, but I don't know. But
yeah.
bottom line is, it's that even if that is a little dent, which I don't know if it is or not, but it's still worth um, about twice almost what she's giving it away for.
I don't
So,
know. I, you know, um, I have to
and
say I have mixed feeling about Billy Joe. Before I was angry at her. Now I feel a little bit sorry because she have lost her grandchild, but
right,
the one to feel sorry about is actually Quinton because he is the victim here. And I don't know about Billy Joe. She
I'm sure
I
Billy
don't
Joe.
care what she was before working as prostitute and everything.
No, absolutely not.
Everybody can change, but the way she was acting, I have to admit, I don't like her.
Hmm.
She was throwing fish out. She was throwing uh, um, poop out in the garden. She was acting. She was the disco bullet and
Well,
playing music.
let's go back and
I
remember.
feel like she loved the attention.
Let's go back and remember who she was taking all of this advice from, right? Playing the music, share. Putting the stinky stuff out
Yeah, I
there,
agree,
share.
but I am not totally agree.
When
She's
when
a grown-ass
someone is
woman.
when someone is in mourning, when they're,
Yeah,
when they're, I mean, this woman came, this woman got a phone call, right? Her grandson's missing. She comes back home to find out that, her grandson's not just missing, but possibly dead, right?
yeah,
And she pretty much knows that he is, that he's no
yeah.
longer with us. And, you know, I could not even imagine the shock that's going to put you in. To mention it's your own, it'd be bad enough, right? If it was playing outside and a car struck it, or it wandered off and an animal attacked it, or something outside, something, anything more than some negligence on her daughter's part would be bad. But
Yeah,
when you find out that your own daughter did something as heinous as this, her and her boyfriend that's living in your home, that have had no problems whatsoever in their lives, right? I mean, you're already got custody of two of their children, that you're pretty much having a babysitter. Between you and a babysitter, you're keeping 24 hours a day, um and their baby as well, right? And they are living the life of Riley off of you, doing really nothing. They ain't cleaning, they ain't cooking, they ain't doing really nothing. um they're not watching their children,
I
they're
do
not really.
understand all that, but what I don't understand, she's running. She love action and drama. She's running with Cher, and she's running with Queen, and she is talking to everybody. She cannot keep the gag order. I feel like she really loved drama. I don't know why. I just, I
I
don't say she's
I
grieving, she's in shock.
I don't think
But,
she
and
she
now she's complaining about her daughter have to sit 23 hours in a cell. I don't care what the daughter is sitting in. Quinton is dead. And I am sure that she was smiling. The mother Leilani, she was smiling and dancing out in the garden. She never felt a tear. The felt a tear, I don't care. Not everybody is crying, but she was so cold to go out and party, and she was lying to the police, give them new
Leilani
stories.
was. Leilani was
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
Leilani, yeah, but I don't
Leilani
think
was not just lying to the
all
police.
people say that Danny has
She
always been good with kids.
she
He was
well,
the good one and she was bad. This child was being so much beaten. I have seen the picture. It's terrible. So I don't
I
know.
I
I
took
feel sorry
I
for
took
Billy Joe.
note. I have
But
took
if you
note
was
that
a
in a
grandmother,
lot of
there are,
relationships, when two people, if there really is a good one and a bad one, the relationship usually don't last that long. It don't last that long because a good person can't put up with that evilness. Um, I don't think Danny was that great. I
but she
really
was
don't.
pregnant. Maybe
I
that's why he didn't left.
I think Danny. I think Danny found himself a free ride with Leilani on her parents and so forth and so
Yeah,
on.
that is
And
good.
and I think that's what he was sticking around for him with.
Yeah,
Um, what I'm saying is I just don't like in the future. I don't want to. I don't want to be covering another case where Danny's involved again, and we all wanted to overlook and think. How many times do you think, oh, this was such a great person, only to find out
yeah,
that they were a culprit as well, right?
yeah,
I mean, we could be putting another child in the future in harm's way with this man.
yeah,
If he indeed had anything to do
yeah.
with what went on inside that house the night of the 5th, October the 5th, inside that home, then,
I
you know,
feel like that police. Didn't you like him? I love that police. He was crying, and he did never give up. And only 5% chance to find little Quinton in the garbage. And I feel he would have gotten after Danny for all it was worth if he even have one thing on him. So I feel there has to be some kind of proof that Danny
mm,
was not there.
not
They need
always.
to have some kind of proof.
Not always, because, see, a lot of times, if you're with someone, say you're with somebody,
Yeah,
and something goes down,
yeah,
and even if you had involvement in it,
yeah,
if you tell the truth, what they do is they promise you, okay, if you're the one that talks, we'll give you immunity. There was
yeah.
three
That's
boys.
yeah,
There was three boys that went and done some evil stuff. Three boys.
yeah,
The one boy got immunity, even though he
yes,
was just as involved as the
yeah,
rest. He got immunity, and the other two got prison sentences.
yes.
So there you go. Now
Also,
this
many
could be the case
people
with
get
Danny.
immunity if there are many people done something and they say, if you show me the body, and you will get, and you have to witness against the people.
Jody
So,
Sue Brown, what are you
yeah,
doing?
that bitch. Oh,
Yeah, I don't like
oh,
her much either, but I just
all
wanted to
this,
show everybody who's
all
over
this
here trying to
hate is
pop
so
up.
terrible. You know, Quinton, he didn't get much love, and he was found in a landfill. It's so horrendous, but Still, Summer stole my heart. Of all these children, I cannot come over Summer. I don't know why. I just love her so much, and I start to think we will never find her. And I am actually angry at Ronnie Larson. I don't like him at all. When I see what they did for Monkey and what they are doing for Quinton, oh my God, Ronnie Larson has a lot to learn. He's a piece of work. So,
Ronnie Lawson ain't. I don't think Ronnie's doing a good job when it comes to Summer's case at all.
no,
I think he was
not
more
at
concerned
all.
with his son. I agree with you.
Yeah,
When it comes to Leilani and Danny and what happened to Quinton, I think that, I think they both hold guilt there. I
yeah,
think they both should be 100% looked into.
yeah,
I don't think that Danny should, if indeed he made a deal with the prosecutors and them, I,
yeah.
I don't think he should ever be allowed around children again, right? After what happened to this baby. It's just,
It's just terrible.
it is terrible. And the problem is what you had there was two young adults hooked on drugs, right?
Yeah,
You had two young adults hooked on drugs.
yeah,
You had a mother that, had a terrible life, right?
yeah,
She had a worthless life as well. And she was just barely getting out of the trailer park and making something of her life at 45 years old. And I think when someone wants a better life, they want air. It's like a lot of people that go to church and get right with God. They lived a simple life forever, right?
yeah.
And they had no worries about anybody ever going to church or getting righteous before. But at the minute they get righteous, they're out there wanting everyone to get righteous, right? They want everybody to go to church now. And I think that's kind of, what was going on with Billy Joe. Billy Joe was just getting her life straight. She was just seeing all that she had missed. She just starting to realize that there was a better way of living. And I think she really was wanting it for other people, especially her daughter. And she just made a huge mistake in trusting that girl. She made a huge ass mistake, and
I
she
don't
can't,
know.
one that she can't come back from. One that
Yeah,
she can't
but
come back
what
from,
I
right?
don't understand, she have just went to court and tell them she cannot be alone with the children because she's not good with them. So I would never have to take that chance. But I also think I
Right.
cannot speak for her because she have to earn money for the whole family, and
Yeah.
she was under a lot of press and stress.
Well,
And I think,
she had Danny, because that Leilani and Danny was spending they worked, they flipped some hamburgers, but they was using everything they got for
yeah,
drugs, and this left Billy Joe in the position of having to keep up everyone, right?
yeah,
She had to keep up everyone. And then when she got home, she had to clean her house and every because they weren't doing anything. They wasn't cleaning, they wasn't cooking, they were doing nothing.
no,
The babysitter, those kids would have starved to death and been dirty as they could ever be if it wasn't for the babysitter feeding them, and the babysitter and her daughter bathing them, and because when Billy Joe wasn't there, Leilani and Danny really wasn't doing shit. They weren't doing nothing for them kids.
Billy Joe, she have treated, and Cher also, they are treating the babysitter like garbage. I hate it. She's a very good Christian woman, and I like her. She's looking after sick children also. And I don't know this. all these cases is so sad, and
It is.
we
It is.
and
And
we
you
must
know,
never forget about summer. I know you will never forget, but there is not there is not so much new about summer. We cannot say every day the same thing. So sometimes it's refreshing to talk about other children.
um,
And the case of Monkey, oh, it's so sad.
yeah, they didn't find him.
I think that is a pedo ring. It has to be.
Well, I think in the case of, I think in the case of Summer, in the case of Summer, something like
Yeah,
that could have been going down
yeah,
due to the simple fact that you take Allie, for instance. Allie
yeah,
says that Candace brings Summer to her ready to OD at the age of 3 years old. And they don't call the police. They just all sit there, kind of look at her and wait to see what was going to go down with her, right? So, I mean, if she did indeed die, was they going to call the law? Probably not,
exactly.
because if
No,
they was going to call
probably
the
not.
law, they would have called and got that baby help before that even went, before that could have even happened, right? I mean, you don't wait till a child dies and then call the law if you're going to call them. If you're going to get help for that child, you're going to get it while it's still breathing and
Yeah,
it has a chance of living, right?
yeah,
Um, but yet they done nothing. They done
no,
nothing. And that goes back to Jody Sue saying Andy was supplying sedatives and so forth
yeah,
for Candace to give these children so that weirdos could do bad things with them, right? And so it's all connected. Now,
yeah,
if you want to connect that, then you're connecting Allie and them with the pedo ring as well, right?
yeah,
Because they was going to keep their mouth shut when indeed Summer was going to
yeah.
possibly die at the age of 3 years old. So,
You see the case of Monkey, it's also a ring. All these men going in and out, and she's reading from the Bible. This woman
and
is crazy.
another thing, recently, um, that's happened to me is I got this weirdo, um, on my Facebook.
Oh,
He tells me that he's friends with Jose.
oh my
He
God.
even tried to call me. I said okay, so I called him back. Right?
Yeah,
I called him back, and he said he couldn't
yes,
talk because he was with friends at the time, and he would talk
yeah,
with me at a later that evening.
yeah.
Um, Yet he didn't. I didn't hear from him, so I didn't care.
I hope you
Um,
don't know where you live.
Absolutely, I don't tell him my business. I'm
No,
not
I
that.
didn't know it because of Facebook.
Oh, no,
No.
Facebook don't have your information like that.
Okay, that's good.
But anyway, he says he hits me up tonight.
Yeah,
Telling me about Jose and these things that I know for a fact is not true.
yeah,
Um, Especially in a lot of areas, there's no truth to it.
yeah,
So he does say that he's out of San Diego, California. That's one of Jose's stomping grounds out there. He does sound like Jose, with the accent and everything.
yeah.
Um, I don't know exactly who he is. And he did, say that Jose had talked to him about Summer, things like that. Um,
Oh,
when he, and then, I wanted to know what did Jose say about Summer, and he tried to avoid my question, you know.
yeah,
And I said, hey, you avoided my question.
Yeah.
You know, I asked again, what did Jose have to say about Summer?
Yeah.
And, so right now, that's what's going on, some of what's going on in the background of everything as well.
Uh,
Um,
you have to be careful. I'm so scared for you. There is so
oh, I
many
am scared for
weirdo.
me. I
People must never find out where you and your children are living.
I feel sorry. I feel sorry for them if they did. I feel
Yeah.
very sorry for them if they
You
did.
are a strong woman. You can take care of yourself.
Oh, you
I
better
know.
believe that.
I know. But
Absolutely.
it's a big pressure for you to be here. And that's why I love you. You are doing this for all the children, even if you don't show your face. And I love that.
I
And
do it for the right reasons. I do
because
it for the right reason.
you're protecting your children, you care about your family.
Absolutely. They
Period.
come first.
It's they come first.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows who you are. Uh, so, but no, I will let you go on. I just want to hear your voice. I've been miss you, and please pray for me, Praga. It is
Oh,
not looking so good. And I have my daughter, and it's Christmas now, so she will stay with me now for 2 weeks, and she's very sad. The one with the special need. I am not so scared to die. I'm only scared what waiting, but I am so scared for who will take care of her. But and the other one, of course. But um,
can one of your daughters, I mean, you're still young. Can one of your daughters donate you a kidney?
no,
Why not?
um, it's very complex to talk about because there is also something with I don't know what the name is in oh my God, with the clef, one who is going to the heart, and there is a lot of wrong, and because of the MS, there is so many things. Uh, they they mean it's because of the other health issue. It's better for me to go. First of all, she can't because she has special needs. You
Right.
have to be aware of what you're doing, and uh, they mean if I go to dialyze, I can live some year with that, but it's a nightmare to live like that. But they also mean I will never have told me they think I will never survive this kind of an operation because um, my heart has been so bad, and only if they give me, when you sleep, uh,
Right.
2 times they put me to in with this, and I stop breathing, and they have to intube me, and so they puncture my lung this time and broke my bones, rib bones when they
Right.
doing like this, and they have to give me boof.
Right.
So yeah, but I don't say I'm going to die now, but no, I'm 47, but I just want to say I love you and love everybody in here, and I have missed you so much.
I love you too.
So yeah,
Have faith,
no,
believe.
so
Go to the elders. Ask them to anoint you. The Bible says if you go to the elders, if any one of you fall ill, go
in the
to the
hospital
elders,
they
have
have a
them
little
anoint you,
church.
and you shall be healed.
It's so beautiful, in the church they have a church in the hospital, and the priests have come to talk with me many times, and I'm so happy because I don't have family visitor, and I don't want my daughter to see me like that because she gets so scared.
Have you ever
So
had them anoint you? Have you ever had them take the oil and anoint you for healing?
Uh, they just ask if we should pray together for
No,
healing. But you know
no.
what? They have prayer garden
You
in
have to
this
be
church.
anointed. Is
This
there a
church.
church or a preacher there that anoints?
What is anoints? I don't know what that is.
Anointing is where the anointing is where the priest anoints your head. They take oil, they put it upon your forehead. They pray for you
No,
to be
no, they
healed,
haven't. Yeah, no, I know. I understand. Yeah,
and and with that you shall be. With if you believe, you
yeah,
will be. So have them anoint you.
yeah. Now I understand. With the water, like when you was baby, we
No,
did
that's
that.
baptized.
They're baptized. Okay, so
Anointing is different. Anointing is what the Bible tells you to do if you're not. If any of you fall ill, if any one of you fall ill, you go
yeah,
to the congregation, you ask them to you have them anoint you, and
anoint
they'll
you.
anoint you. And when they
Yeah,
anoint you, you shall be healed.
yeah.
Go
I
to
will
them
read
and be
about that
anointed.
after
It's
today.
with oil. They'll use oil.
Yeah, but I will. Yeah, thank you, brother. You know, in the church, they have in the hospital, they have a big bowl, and you can write down to God. You can say to God what you wish, what you pray for, and
Hmm.
you put this little together and you put it inside. That is very good. I go down there every night and sit and pray and talk. So,
Amen.
yes.
And you know
I
God
hope
hears
your
you.
children are okay and you are healthy. Are you healthy, you and your children?
Me and my children are doing good. We're doing
That's
good,
good to
sweetie.
hear. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're so special. You're a fighter. You are fighting for all those children. So that's, I don't want to mention Siggy here, but I was disappointed because for a long time ago, I did like her, a long time, just until I started following you, but I was disappointed over that case.
Yeah.
But a woman who borrowed her money must be stupid. Excuse me.
You know,
Maybe
I
not stupid, but
I know that Ziggy took
yeah,
advantage of that lady and that lady's kindness.
yeah, and many
Absolutely.
people.
She
Yeah, it's sad.
absolutely did. But
It's
to take 6,500 from one lady and
75.
yeah, 75, you're
Yeah.
right. And
Now she have a new car.
and then she took 5,000 and some from another
Yeah,
lady.
yeah.
And
While
Ziggy's
Jim was paying all the bill.
Ziggy's took like almost $14,000 from two women that
Yeah.
that obviously have very
I
kind and beautiful hearts in them, right? They obviously are very beautiful human beings to want to help
I know.
someone like
I
that.
know.
But
I
you know, Ziggy ain't the type of person. You know,
She know
I
how to
mean,
use the right people.
I promise you, before you let someone take you to cleaners, you should call PG. I would definitely tell you,
Yeah.
don't do it, right?
Yes.
Don't do it
And now
because
she's not
it's like,
paying the woman. I feel sorry for the woman
oh,
because
she's
the
like,
the the son is sick and maybe she's depressed, but I would never have done it, but I don't want to call her stupid because we never know what people and Siggy was
well,
panicking. Crying. It's
you're
so
absolutely
sad
right.
because Jim was living there and paying all her bills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're absolutely
and she
right.
was going out with another boy, with
Hmm.
another man, and
Yes.
now Siggy is starting to listen to the spirit box. I hate this kind of thing. That is a Satan. I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry, I was right. I was right in the
And
middle of taking a drink of pop there.
yeah, and the poor daughter,
Mm.
I don't
She's
understand.
what?
And did you know Siggy didn't have her daughter only 2 years?
She's what? She's doing.
The mother of Siggy
Did
had
I
the
hear you
child.
say Ziggy was playing with Spirit Box?
Yeah.
Oh,
Every day now when she go to do little things she deleted, she's talking with the spirit box. She was buying that for the money, the 7,500.
what?
She was buying a spirit box, yes. And she was phoning the psychics for many money, they say. But my most shock was, Caitlin, she always say she was a single mother for many years. She was not. Siggy's mother have Caitlin. From the birth, from only 2 years, she have lived together with Siggy because of Jim. They gave her back because she was using drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me that her mother raised her
Yeah.
daughter pretty much, and then
Many, we can be fooled by so many people. That's so scary. And that is why I say this is because of what you are talking about today. Many people can fool us. We never know
actually,
what's behind the screen.
a lot of people have. A lot of people. A lot of people have. A lot of people have evilness within. They really do have some awful evilness
Yeah,
within oneself. And Ziggy, let me tell you something. Oh girl, I knew exactly. I tell you, if you really want to know people, just get to know the friends they pick. Just get to know
exactly.
the kind of people they want to socialize with, and
Exactly.
that'll tell you exactly who and what they
Uh,
are, right?
tell me who your friends are, and I will tell
Exactly.
you who you are.
Amen. There you
My
go.
grandmother teach me.
Exactly.
That's so true.
And
Yeah, and now it's Benny and Tiffany. This the new team,
oh yeah, ain't that
and
funny?
she's smiling and flirting. She's looking so in love.
I'm
She's
telling
so it's so cringe.
I'm telling you, you know, her and AB, her and AB, I thought was, okay,
Yeah,
but her and Benny, now that is super laugh, right? That's a super laugh. But you know
yeah,
what? They are more compatible. I got to say that her and
yeah.
Benny are
They are.
really more compatible than her
Yeah,
and AB ever was, right?
that's true. That's
I was
very
like,
true.
wow, that was yeah, that was something. And her and
But
Benny,
to lie for your people is not good. Not in the name of summer.
no, in the name
So
of any of these children,
no, no, nobody's children. But
absolutely.
she is always on the high horse to
Hmm.
like summer. She owns summer, she feel. That's why it hurt me so much. And uh, thank you, Lisa. You're so beautiful. All the family of Sisi is so beautiful. I have to tell everybody here, if it wasn't for Sisi, I will be so much more depressed. You have helped me so much. I think that's why I love you so much. Because I remember one day I was depressed and you say, now, Yannicka, you have to man up and, start to take out the room. And I haven't touched it. And after I start little by little, it helped me
Oh,
so much.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
So,
now you know that you're going to see your daughter again. You know
yeah,
that you're living your
that's
life
true.
right so
That's
that
true.
you can be
Yeah.
with her one day forever. But right now
Mm,
you need to be here for your other daughters,
yeah.
for yourself, and for the people around you. And you couldn't do
Yeah.
that before. And
Yeah.
and you really need you really need that. You
Thank
absolutely
you,
needed that.
Paragon. I know I
And
shouldn't have bothered you today because
oh,
just when I'm so sad, I love just to say, hello and I love you. I don't know. I feel like you're my sister because, when you're sick, you get very isolated. And I have to admit, I am very depressed because, you know,
The
everything is
holidays.
about my health and, you feeling like a burden and you feel isolated and
And you know something, you got to quit that because you're not a burden.
because I have
No matter
always made myself.
what's going on with you, people love you, people care about you. You got to always remember
Yeah, yeah,
that you know what? God has a purpose for you. He has a
yeah,
purpose for your
thank
life. He
yeah,
wouldn't he wouldn't breathe life into you every day if he didn't want you
no,
living it. So live it. Look around you. Look at all
yeah.
the people, the people you do have, the people that really care and love you.
So, yeah, no,
And
Christmas,
you may
it's
not
only
know this,
me.
but let me
So,
tell you, when you come up here on my panel, you would not believe how many people in this chat so love to hear you talk.
is it
They
true?
so love to hear you, just to
Is
see
it
you.
true? I was thinking maybe they are so tired of me.
Oh, absolutely
Thank
not.
you.
When you're not here,
Your people are so
we miss you.
beautiful.
We absolutely miss you. And I ask everybody to pray for you. I let them know that I didn't see you in the chat,
Thank
that
you.
I'm worried. You
That
know,
means a lot for
we
me.
make sure we mention you every night, just like Summer.
Thank you
We
so
mention
much.
you every night because we do love you.
And I
And
also pray for you, Prayer Garden. And
oh, God
I
bless.
give, pray, I want to pray for you to God to give you health to continue this because I admire you because you are a single mom and I know you have a full time, I don't know full time, but I know you have a normal job and you have a home. That's a big job.
I do have a
Always
full
cleaning
time.
clothes and
I got
yeah,
full time everything, it seems like.
yeah. But me and my daughter are alone with Christmas because I cannot have the other one, and that's a big um I am scared. So it's me and my special needs. She will stay here now 2 weeks, and I have to take. The old man I told you. He's 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have to somehow get him here. He is so old and heavy, and I can almost not walk. But together we will make it.
Amen.
So I don't want him to sit alone.
You
I don't
know,
want.
just
And
remember,
he's also a Christian man.
remember the footsteps in the sand.
Yeah.
Beautiful Norway.
I
Remember
love the
those
footsteps.
footsteps in the sand.
I
He
love
said,
the I
when there's
love
only
this
one set of
photo.
footsteps, I was
Yeah,
carrying you. It's
that's
got to
true.
help you carry
Yeah,
your friend to
that's
your
true.
house. He will help you.
Never stop being you. I love you so much. And big kiss to your children. And don't forget, you are always my mentor. And if I don't write, I always listen. But I don't want to just come up here and take the time. And to all the people in the chat, all the women, and Lisa and Tammy and Ronald and Wisconsin, everybody, you are all so beautiful. Please take care of yourself and may God bless you all. And thank you for welcoming me here to my family. I so appreciate it.
Oh, God will bless
I
and keep you.
appreciate you
He
so
will
much
bless and
more
keep
than you
you,
know.
Miss Norway. Don't worry.
I
Don't
love
worry.
you, Prayer Garden.
I love you too. I
Thank
absolutely
you.
love
Take
you.
care.
You take care too,
Bye bye,
sweetie.
sweetie. Bye bye, everybody.
It's not bye bye. It's till we meet
See
again.
you next time.
Okay, sweetie.
Bye bye.
I love her so much. She is so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. God bless her. Yeah, she is. Isn't she beautiful? She is so beautiful. Absolutely. I wish she lived closer too. Absolutely, I do. I wish she lived closer as well. If I was there, I'd be asking those doctors why they're not, doing all they can for her. I'd want to know that. I would want to know. I'd be all over them, right? Okay, yeah, God's going to keep her around. He's going to keep her around for a long time because he knows. PG can't handle anybody else being gone now at this point. Absolutely not. We're losing too many people already, right? He can't take Miss Norway. At least I beg that he doesn't, right? I pray for her constantly. God knows our hearts. We need that lady to be here. We need her to be here. She is such a beautiful person. That's the day Santa will be sued. Yes, absolutely. Much love and prayers. Much love and prayers. God bless. Okay, anyway, from what Leilani's from what Billie Joe's saying, she's in jail because of this. Right? For mean mugging her daughter, and the judge telling her not to mean mug her daughter. Supposedly that's what got her here, right? She only got 10 days. Really, what got her here, what got her put in jail, was the fact that she went into juvenile court. They let her know that they was not going to be putting the children back into her custody, and she went ballistic. We pretty much all know that, right? We all know that absolutely she went ballistic, right? So, oh, I so appreciate that beautiful sunflower. God bless. God bless. I so appreciate it. Oh, and I wanted to let people know I didn't get clarification from one of the people in our chat to share who it was, but good news tonight. We got some good news. Someone in our chat just welcomed a baby. Just welcomed a baby into their homes. New baby born to a family in our chat. Congratulations. Absolutely congratulations. God bless, right? May God bless and keep that baby safe throughout this life. Absolutely. Absolutely, in the name of Jesus. Amen. I wanted to let everyone know that, there's a lot of people go out of the world, but there's always new ones coming in, right? And God bless. That was some good news that I got today, and they even sent me a picture showing me the baby, and it was just one of them pick me ups, right? So adorable. The baby's so adorable. And yeah, it's just one of those, when you're doing all this kind of work, those are the things that, actually you look forward to hearing some of that good news, right? Some of the good news that's out there. So God bless. I just wanted to share that with everyone. Yeah, congrats, right? Congrats. Absolutely. Cursed with curiosity. Absolutely. So that was a beautiful thing. At least, PG sure did. Okay, so beautiful sunflower. Let everybody know it's her. Absolutely. I didn't want to tell it. I didn't want to put it out there because I didn't know. I didn't get clarification to do that. But yes, it was beautiful sunflower. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. She is perfect. I need this gift this year more than anyone knows. Hard Christmas. It's Jesus's birthday, right? It's his birthday. And I know how hard the holidays can be, how hard the stress can be, how hard it can be not having the people that you love the most still with you and around you, right? A lot of things, time changes. Time changes everything, right? You just don't know. You just don't know when you're young. You just don't know what old Father Time's going to do to you, right? In the future. You have no idea. You think you got problems. You think you got problems. You come to find out you had no problems at all, right? You didn't know what problems were till you get on down the road and start losing a lot of people you love, and it's yeah, it's hard. And the holidays seem to be the hardest. They seem to be the hardest for everyone, right? You think to yourself, I'd enjoyed my childhood a lot more if I knew what I knew today, right? I'd have really enjoyed that childhood. But hindsight's always better than foresight, and then you try to tell kids how important it is to enjoy their childhood, and they don't listen, and you probably wouldn't have listened either. Right? So it is what it is. But yes, Father Time, he's hard on you. Father Time's really hard on humans, absolutely. So enjoy every day like it's your last. Enjoy every day like it's your last. Love the people around you. Love the ones you're with. The people that are around you deserve your love the most. They are the ones that deserve your love the most. A lot of people worry about all the people that ain't around them, and they miss what's right there with them, They miss what's right there in front of their face. Big mistake. Big mistake. Once we learn to care about what's with us and quit worrying about what ain't, we'd be a lot happier, a lot better off. And that's the truth. That is a beautiful Christmas gift, right? You don't get no more beautiful Christmas gift than that. Absolutely not. A child at Christmas, you are blessed. Absolutely blessed. I wouldn't care how hard Christmas was. Right? Wouldn't care how hard Christmas was. You see that baby's face? My goodness. That is real. That's a real gift right there. And only one that the Lord can give us. So, congrats. Absolutely. Congratulations, beautiful sunflower. Absolutely. Oh, she has 2 grandsons. Now she's got a granddaughter. Absolutely. That is, yeah, absolutely. Wisconsin mama. Don, that cracks me up. Her and Ronald. Anyway, I've got 3 recordings I was going to play. I didn't plan on taking up so much time here tonight, but it's news reports, and it seems like all these news reports are different. So I'm going to play out the first one.
Billie Joe Howell was arrested on a charge of contempt of court and booked into Chatham County Jail Monday, according to Chatham County Sheriff's Department records. Howell, who also uses the last name Betterton, was reportedly put into a S prevention smock, according to local ABC affiliate station WJCL. She was thrown behind bars as a result of a hold placed by Chatham County Juvenile Court. Her arrest is not believed to be related to Quinton's disappearance and death. Howell's daughter and the mother of Quinton, Leilani Simon, was arrested on November 21 for the murder of the little boy after he was missing for more than a month. His remains were later found in a Savannah landfill after investigators spent weeks digging through trash for evidence of the child. Howell had custody of her grandson and his older brother at the time the child went missing. She previously said that she didn't trust her daughter. She hasn't always done the right thing, Howell said of Simon in an interview.
And that right there is why we say, Billie Joe, why did you leave these children with your daughter if you knew you couldn't trust your daughter? You know, that doesn't make sense, right? It don't make, and let's go back to Danny. This guy that was there helping take care of these kids all the time. Here's my thing with Danny. And why I'm not willing to give this man no slack is we all know that Leilani just didn't, on the 5th of October, right? We know that on the 5th of October of this year, 2022, Leilani just didn't all of a sudden wig out, decide to grab something, whatever it was, and destroy her child with it. Right? This does not come on spontaneously, is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, obviously, she had been whooping on those children before, right? She had to be abusing those children before. And the babysitter, let us all go back. I'm sorry, I still got this cold. Let us all go back to when the babysitter was indeed telling us, well, the kids came to my house and they had a belt mark to the neck and a belt mark to the arm, right? And then it was, no, retract. Well, and she was saying, I seen bruises on them, right? Things like this. Then retract. Miss Babysitter, I got a feeling that you was telling the truth at the beginning about the marks and the bruises and the things you were seeing. I feel you retracted that because now it's starting to make you look bad. Right? You don't want people thinking badly of you, not reporting this shit. And yes, I do believe these children have previously been abused by maybe Leilani, Danny. I don't know who was putting the belt marks and the bruises on these children. But indeed, the babysitter clarified with all of us that they did have these marks and these bruises, right? Yes, she did, before she was trying to retract half of what she was saying. So, with that said, Danny did have perfect knowledge, if he was not abusing the children, that they had been being abused. And if he's so damn perfect, why didn't he step in and tell? Why didn't the babysitter step in and tell? Why didn't anyone step in and tell? It seems like Child Protective Services really was not getting the full information that they needed to be getting with so much going on in these children's lives as far as abuse, right? It don't seem like anyone was really stepping up for these children, if you ask me. She retracted because she knew giving Billie Joe the benefit of the doubt was a mistake. What does that mean? I don't think she retracted. I don't think her retraction had anything to do with Billie Joe, other than Billie Joe being able to say, well, she was watching them and bathing them and knowing this and wasn't, updating me or telling me about it. Is that what you're talking about, Lisa? And now in that aspect, but still that's saying that the babysitter knew and she wasn't reporting, right? She wasn't reporting. And Blue Eyes, you're right. She could have been being threatened. She did say her family was being threatened. Well, the babysitter said that, Quinton had just came there with a belt mark across his neck and his arm. Did she report that? I would like to know, did she report that? Did she indeed call Child Protective Services? Because that was right there within the time frame that he ended up, being murdered, right? And that's not always necessarily true, Ronald. Bipolar isn't hereditary. Actually, I don't think like heart disease, diabetes, stuff like that. I don't think anything's really hereditary. I think it's just the way I think everything depends on, how you eat and so forth and so on. I mean, they say it's hereditary because you come from a home, and usually whatever home you come from, you kind of have the same diet, right? I mean, if you come from, for instance, you come from a country background where you're having a lot of, bacon, eggs, biscuits, butter, all these things, then you're looking at, obesity, you're looking at sugar diabetes, which comes with obesity, right? Actually, if you eat like that, you end up with heart disease, you end up with a lot of these things, right? If you eat a healthier diet, if you're actually eat a healthier diet, then you really don't see the, a lot of people want to, want information, like if they're adopted, right, to a family, they go looking for the real parents to find out, what runs in the family tree, as in, mental and physical illnesses. And, sometimes they might find something, supposedly ran in that tree. And a lot of times they don't, right? Because actually they were living a different lifestyle than that family was. So a lot of times it's just, it's not really hereditary. It's just the same type of lifestyle because you're in that environment, right? And that's what that kind of environment and that type of, no exercise, eating the wrong foods and so forth produce. It's those type of illnesses. I mean, that's just science. Even, love is blind. Love is blind, right? I mean, there's tons of women out there that, don't want to believe their husband's cheating. They wouldn't believe it if you told them. They wouldn't believe it if, you showed them pictures. You showed them pictures and they would think of 99.9% ways of getting out of it, right? They would be like, oh, he's with it. That's probably his sister. That could be his mother. That could be a friend. He was, who knows why he was there. That could not be true. I mean, and if he tells them some whopper of a lie, right? If he told them his brother was there and he don't know why you didn't take pictures of him with this brother and that you was just doing it with his brother's girlfriend or whatever, there you go, right? I mean, then you're going to have that wife saying, oh, his brother was too. He wouldn't lie to me. Right? Well, that's kind of that's love's blind. Love is blind. The neighbors ain't, but love is. And, and parents have that for their children as well. They really love their children. They want to think the best of their children. Even if, they blame everything on their kids' friends instead of their child, right? Even though their child's there, their child was doing exactly what the friend was doing with them. Take your kids, and put them in a situation to where, they decided to throw rocks and pop out somebody's window. Your child was throwing just as many rocks, looking for that window to crack as any other child there. But you will blame all of the friends instead of your child, right? Because you're blind. You're blinded by love. You want to think that, oh no, that's not my child. And that's the way Billie Joe was with her daughter. That blindness don't go away when your kids become adults. They don't go away. Absolutely not. Parents are made to protect their children, to think the best of their children, to want the best for their children. It's just how you're made. You don't want to believe that your child could do anything as evil as Leilani did to Quinton, or went along with what happened to Quinton. I ain't saying she did do it because I wasn't there and I didn't see her. I don't know who did it. Like I said, Danny was in that house as well. And if I was a defense attorney, that's exactly what I would be fighting for. And if indeed any of those people on that jury up there that wasn't there could try to say that, it wasn't Danny and yes, it was all Leilani without Leilani saying it was her, then I would say that, they shouldn't be sitting on a jury. Because I know if I was there and I wasn't at that house, that I know I wasn't there. And I can't prove whether this girl did it or not. I mean, I know that's what the court's trying to lead me to believe. But I don't know. And therefore, no, I couldn't convict her. Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit there and convict someone off of hearsay. Just because someone says it, don't make it true. I want to hear it out of Leilani's mouth. Right? I want to hear it out of her mouth. I want to hear out of Danny's mouth. I want to know where he was. Because we don't know where Danny was. Danny ain't telling none of us where he was. He ain't telling us what he knows. He ain't telling us anything. He's somewhere right now, free as a damn bird. Right? Free as a bird, doing whatever Danny wants to do. And Quinton's no longer with us at all. I think that's kind of not righteous. I don't know how the law could let Danny go when he was in that house and he had to know something. He had to know something. He absolutely had to know something. And if he tried to say he was asleep during all of that, I call bullshit. And yes, I would want him prosecuted. Yeah, someone has to know something, right, Lisa? Absolutely. And the next video I'm about to show, and the next one I'm about to show you, this is where Billie Joe tries to say that she, oh wow, sweet Norway, God bless you, hun. Merry Christmas, my friend. Her is little something for your beautiful children. It's not much, but it's from my heart. I love you. God bless you and your family. Aw. Well, sweet Norway, we so appreciate that. We so appreciate it. Absolutely. God bless. This is where she says, absolutely. I'm Ronald. I so appreciate that, hun. Beautiful sunflower. Absolutely. This is where she says that she turned Leilani in. She tells you that she turned her own daughter in.
The grandmother of slain toddler Quinton Simon has been arrested, just weeks after the little boy's remains were found dumped in a landfill and his mother was charged with his murder. Billie Joe Howell, who also uses the last name Betterton, was arrested on a charge of contempt of court on Monday, according to online jail records from Chatham County Sheriff's Department. The 45-year-old grandmother was booked into Chatham County Jail on no bond and was placed in an S prevention Smock, reported local outlet WJCL. The details of the arrest are unclear, but the charges are not believed to be related to her 20-month-old grandson's disappearance and death. Instead, records show that she was taken into custody as a result of a hold placed by Chatham County Juvenile Court. The juvenile court records are sealed. Ms. Howell had custody of Quinton and his older brother at the time of his disappearance, and she had recently filed to have her daughter Leilani Simon, Quinton's mother, evicted from her home. It was also Ms. Howell who reportedly tipped off authorities about her daughter, leading to her arrest on murder charges. Quinton was last seen alive on the morning of October 5 when he was playing in a playpen in a home in Savannah that he shared with his mother, her boyfriend, his grandparents, and siblings. Ms. Simon, 22, reported her son missing hours later, claiming that she woke up to find her son gone and that she believed someone had entered the house and snatched him. A huge search was launched to try to find the missing child, and investigators spent 30 days trawling through trash at a nearby landfill. While her son's whereabouts were still unknown, Ms. Simon was spotted drinking tequila at a bar with her mother. On November 18, more than a month on from his disappearance, Quinton's remains were discovered at the landfill. 3 days later, Ms. Simon was arrested and charged with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, and other charges. Following her arrest, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley said that she had been the sole suspect since the start of the case and that authorities did not believe anyone else was involved. Ms. Howell's friend told WTOC-TV that the little boy's grandmother had been in contact with the FBI throughout the investigation and had tipped officials off when her daughter checked herself out of a treatment center in the weeks after Quinton's disappearance. The friend claimed that, at the request of law enforcement, Ms. Howell helped them buy some time before they took her daughter into custody. Ms. Simon has pleaded not guilty to the charges.
Oh, there you go. So, Leilani's still pleading not guilty. So she's going to run it for all it's worth, right? She's going to run it for all it's worth. I suspect Danny's going to get implicated in all of this. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he is. Somewhere he's going to get implicated. And it's not unheard of for the other one to get immunity if they speak up. First one to talk, first one to walk. So, and a deal's a deal, right? They took him in, they offered him a deal, and it sounds like he took it. It sounds like he took it. And there's no way they found out all of that, everything on their own. I mean, I don't think so. Somebody definitely was talking.
Police arrest Quinton Simon's grandmother. Police arrested Quinton Simon's grandmother Billie Jo Howell on Monday. Billie Jo is on hold for the juvenile court system and was booked into the Chatham County Detention Center. The clerk of the juvenile court system in Chatham County said the case related to Billie Jo Howell is closed, and that its office can't discuss the matter. The court quoted GA Rule 2.
They won't let anyone know exactly why they locked her away. Well, it could only be for one reason. They let her know she wasn't going to get the baby because she was fighting for the baby and the older boy back. When they told her she wasn't going to get custody, she flipped the wig, right? She absolutely flipped her wig. So it is what it is.
10. Apparently claiming the explaining the hold charge Billie Jo Howell is facing would affect a fair trial or hearing. Billie Jo's arrest is not in connection with Quinton Simon's death and disappearance. There is no bond set for her. Billie Jo did have custody of Quinton and his older brother. Her daughter, Leilani, was arrested for the death and disappearance of Quinton on November 21. This is a developing story and will be updated as more information is reported. Quinton Simon case history. Police say the last time Quinton was reportedly seen was at 6 a.m. on October 5. The Chatham County Police Department said its prime suspect in Quinton's death and disappearance is his mom, Leilani. On the morning of his disappearance, Leilani told police that Quinton was taken. Her boyfriend Daniel Youngkin and Quinton's siblings were also in that home the morning Quinton disappeared. WSAV knows that
her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, was in that home when Quinton disappeared.
Police questioned Daniel in the hours after the search for Quinton started. But since then, WSAV doesn't know where he's been. According to police, Daniel was the last person to say they saw Quinton Simon alive in a pack and play at 6 a.m. 3.5 hours later, his mom Leilani alerted police that Quinton was missing.
Now, see, that's where I think that everything went awry. And that is where the defense attorney is going to possibly, you know, have to. The defense attorney is going to use this as leverage to not prosecute, or to have the jury not come back with a guilty verdict, because Danny supposedly seen Quinton alive, right? The last one to see him alive at 6 when he went to work. So, if indeed he saw Quinton at 6 a.m. alive, then, and Danny was the one that usually took him to the babysitters and dropped them off, right? He's usually the one that took them to the babysitters, made sure diapers and all the things, good things were there. He usually was the one taking them to the babysitters. So, indeed, he called, it was his phone that called the kids from going to the babysitters that morning. So, he lied about, oh, Leilani did this. She's the one that used my phone at 5:30 to contact the babysitter, letting them know that Quinton and the brother and sister ain't going to be there. No, I'm telling you, the babysitter wouldn't have been called off if something wouldn't have already happened to Quinton. And even the jury's going to know that. Even the jury's going to know that. So, and Danny's lying about seeing him alive at 6 a.m. before he goes to work. And he went to work for an alibi. So I'm telling you, obviously they made a deal with Danny. Danny got a deal when he went in and ran his mouth. That's the only way I can know he got out of this one. Because, I mean, there's none of us this stupid. None of us. We all know that when that message went to the babysitter, it went there because something went down with Quinton. We know that. Because the kids always went to the babysitter. Always. Exactly. And that's what the babysitter said, and she had the text on her phone. So Danny's trying to cover his ass. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing.
Police began searching a Chatham County landfill on October 18th, because it said evidence led them to believe the 20-month-old toddler's body was dumped there. However, on November 14th, CCPD said the likelihood of finding his remains was low. Agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office and Georgia Department of Natural Resources dug through thousands of tons of trash to find him. According to police, remains were found at the landfill that law enforcement had been searching on Friday, November 18th. Leilani was arrested a few days later on Nov 21. The Federal Bureau of Investigation Atlanta confirmed on November 28 that the human remains found at the Superior landfill belonged to Quinton Simon.
There you go. Yes, Danny has to know something. He has to. I mean, there he is, flipping his hamburgers. Right? I heard he took over SpongeBob's job. Just a little bit of humor, everybody. I can't stay serious all the time. Right? I can't stay serious all the time. I just can't. Yeah. He's flipping them hamburgers. That's all Billy Joe talked about, right? Oh, shoot. Oh, damn. SpongeBob Square Britches. Now it's Danny Square Britches, right? Danny Square Britches. There he is. Would y'all like one? Not today. All right. Not today. Oh, God. Anyway, I tell you, out of all the shocking things, I mean, this case is absolutely shocking, right? You have grandma in jail now. They even said she was on, the Smock top list, right? Can't even give her no real clothes to wear or a blanket. It's just getting, it's getting really weird in this case. Absolutely weird. But what's even weirder is Cher's face. I mean, how old is this woman? She's like, gotta be pretty damn old. That is not freaking no acne all over her face and shit. Are you kidding me? That's like scary stuff, right? And damn, look at her thumb. Look at her. Look at that thumb. I mean, what the hell is wrong with her thumb, right? Who in the hell's thumbs like that? Something ain't right there. I don't care what anybody says. That thumb does not look fucking right. That's just, it don't look right. I mean, that thing's like scary, right? Looks like a face on it. That's some ugly shit. But yeah, that's disgusting. What the hell? What the hell was that? I mean, this is a spokesperson for a missing child? Are you serious? And that's insane. That's insane right there. Yeah, your eyes. I'm telling you, I don't know. And then she's sitting over there. Money, right? Money. That's what she wants. Money. I was like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? And quit lying, Cher. Stop the lying. We already know that an organization picked up the final expenses of Quinton's funeral. We already know this, right? They picked up all the final expenses. Billie Joe came out and told it. Billie Joe told it. And now you're sitting there like it's extra money for a bigger coffin so they could put toys in it. Are you out? Are you freaking insane? That's BS. And obviously, you obviously want some more of those sores on your face and everything. Obviously, you want some more of whatever it is that causes all that shit. And everybody knows pretty much what it is, right? I mean, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't even know. How weird do people get, And where Quinton's at, Quinton is not no longer, with us, except in everyone's heart. He is in the mind and the heart, right? We remember him, yes. We love him, yes. Right? But Quinton's gone. Quinton is gone. He's in the arms. He is in the arms of the Lord. He's in the arms of the angels. He is in a way better place than this. Right? He has everything he needs. He remembers this ugliness no more. He don't remember this any longer. I mean, what's in that coffin is a shell, right? It's just a shell. It's a body, a carcass. Quinton is no longer there. How is he going to play with the toys? Right? How is he going to play with them toys? That's just I don't know. You know, people do stuff like that to make themselves feel better. If it makes, Billie Joe feel better, to do that, I guess it is what it is. Right? But really, them toys would be better off in the hands of living children. And they can actually use them. Where Quinton's at, he don't need it. He don't need it. He's where everyone else is trying to get to right now. Right? He's where we're all trying to go. That's where Quinton is. So, Sherry, you might want to, think about seeing these kids one day yourself, right? Change your fucking life around, because you're not living it right. You can't make money off the back of babies and lie and always support the criminal instead of the victim. You can't, mess up children's cases that could be solved just to hold daddy and mommy in your pocket, or grandma and grandpa, or who the hell ever. She'd have made a real mess out of this case if she could have. Cher was trying to make a real mess out of this case, right? She was trying to blame it on Danny. She was trying to blame it on the babysitter. She was going the same way she went with the Wells, trying to put it on everybody except the people that it needed to be put on. I agree, it should have been put on Danny. He was there, and it should be put on Leilani. But it shouldn't be put on the babysitter. It shouldn't be put on, as you said, the brother that was in the house. He, from my understandings, he's special needs as well. And you're right. But there was two people there, and I think those two people did correspond together in what happened to Quinton. I think it was a we thing, not a me thing. How Danny got his ass out of it all, I think it's because everybody had all the focus on Leilani while Danny slipped away. I think that's what happened. And I do think it's wrong. Because like I said, we don't want another child out here being a potential victim to this in the future because Danny got slid away, right? Because he did slide out of it all. We don't want that happening. We need to really, we really need to call it like we see it, to call it like it is. I'm all for the righteous people that did this to Quinton to be righteously prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I do not feel sorry for anyone that would do this to a child. Absolutely, positively not. But like I said, I worry about other children as well. I worry about when we let people like this get loose, now we got a problem. History repeats itself, right? That's why they call people repeated offenders. Whoever flipped out and did this to this baby, they need to be locked away. In my book, for life. They need to be locked away for life. And if Danny had a hand in what happened to Quinton, he needs to be locked away as well. It's just what it is. Because if people don't, you do the crime, pay the time. People that don't pay the time, they keep doing the crimes. We got to nip that in the ass. We got to show them that they ain't going to get away with it, right? so they won't do it again. You got to let people know they're not going to get away with nothing. Somebody lies to you, you call them out, right? You call them out on it because you don't want them lying to you no more. You got a problem with that. We got to call these people out. We've got to, we got to make sure that they get their, their just dues as well. It's like Candace and Grandis. Nobody loses a baby in 2 minutes. We all know that's bullshit. We knew as soon as they told that story, they should have been handcuffed. Please turn around. You're going downtown. What am I going downtown for? Thinking that I'm dumb enough to believe your fucking lie. Right? That's why you're going down there. And if the police would have did that right then and there, they probably would have found out exactly what happened this summer. Because then, Grandis and Candace would have knew their bullshit story didn't work. Right? They would have knew their story did not work. That the law knew it was a lie from the get, and their ass is about to pay for it. So they would probably broke down and told. But their bluff wasn't called. It wasn't called. Actually, Tennessee helps criminals get away. Right? They help criminals get away with what they're doing. You heard how the cop talked to me on the phone from Tennessee, right? Told me to go do the job for him. Well, we did it. We did their job. We found out where the little girl was, and the dad sent them there to get her, right? But we working with the parents, we had to all do the work. All of us and the parents working together is what got it done. Johnny Public got it done, not Johnny Law. Johnny Law didn't give a damn, right? About the little 12-year-old girl missing. They didn't give a flying rat's ass. Wait till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sad but true. Yeah, she is. She's all about the money. That's absolutely right, Wisconsin mama. And I'm sad that, I'm sad that people are using these children for that purpose, I absolutely am. If you're going to be out here, you should be out here for the right reason, and that's for these children, to keep them in the spotlight, so the world will keep looking for them. Law enforcement, you got to stay on their asses, call them, write to them, do all the things you can do from behind the scenes, hoping that you just at some point touch somebody's heart that decides they want it done, and they step out to get it done. We haven't hit on nobody like that in Tennessee yet, right? We haven't hit on anyone in Tennessee that gives a flying rat's ass about these missing children. And I'm sorry that state sucks like that. I'm absolutely sorry. It just is what it is. There's, there's nothing we can do except, push with the higher ups to reform the law in them counties down there, right? We have to get reform. If I said what I really think about them counties down there, I probably have my YouTube taken down, right? That's about what would happen. So, And on that note, some things PG has to keep to myself. But, you know, it is what it is in that aspect as well. It's just, you know, some law enforcement are damn good law enforcement, like Georgia, you know, Idaho, and then some are just pure crap, like Tennessee. And that's my opinion. I am entitled to my opinion because this is America and we have freedom of speech. So, you know, this is just how I feel. I don't know what the heck's going on out here in the YouTube world. I mean, you got these, Cher's sitting over there in a house cell, right? With some weirdo ass man. She done left her kids, right? She left her kids in the dust when they needed her most. She's just a freaking weirdo. You know, all dark and weird and, you know, hell, look at her. Damn. This shit speaks for itself, right? Like she's got a freaking her thumb looks like a human's head on it or something. That's just scary freaking shit right there, right? Look at her face. I mean, she's all sored up and look at it. Look at all them damn sores and stuff on her face. That's just nasty. I don't care what anybody says. That's just nasty. That's disgusting right there. Disgusting. You know? Like, just, you know, damn. That's disgusting. You know? Gross. I don't know what else to say for it. I really don't. Who lets herself get like this? Right? Just she's just weird. All freaky ass and weird. And you know, look at some of the other ones. I mean, Ziggy over there talking to spirit boxes and shit. Or that's what I'm hearing. What the hell's that about? Right? She's taking old ladies to the cleaners. Come on, Ziggy. You fucking... Oh, I gave him back $100. Why is everybody screaming? I gave him back $100. Really? 7,500 and you gave back $100. So proud of Ziggy now, right? What the fuck? Are you out of your mind? You took some damn old lady to the cleaners. You took advantage of this person. You knew what you was doing when you did it. You're heartless. You don't care. Right? Get the hell out of true crime. I mean, that ain't what you're supposed to be here for. You're supposed to be here for these missing children. They don't learn nothing about missing children over at Ziggy's. Right? What they learn about is all of Ziggy's problems and how much it's going to cost to get her out of them. Right? Are you kidding me? That ain't what this is about. That ain't what this is about. At all. It's not about that at all. No way. That's insane. I don't understand it. And I don't understand how she could do people like that. That's what I don't understand. How she could do people like that. She's a thief, a liar, and now a fucking weirdo. Playing with spirit boxes. Right? Crazy shit. Absolutely insane. I'm going to tell you something. My Bible tells me to have nothing to do with that kind of BS, right? Do not mess with that kind of stuff. And I don't. You cannot serve two masters, for you will love one and hate the other. Right? Well, we obviously know who Ziggy loves. Satan. Right? There you go. Devil must be her daddy. That's all I could think of. Other words, she wouldn't be playing with that stuff, right? But then again, she wouldn't be a lot of other things in this world as well. If she wasn't freaking, Satan's child. So, it is what it is. You call these people out and everybody attacks you. Everybody attacks you. I feel sorry for the people in their chats. I do. I absolutely. Sometimes I get angry because those people come and want to attack me, for being blunt and honest about how these creators are. And I don't want to care about them. I don't want to care about them because, I think to myself, well, maybe you deserve to get, took to the cleaners by these people that's doing this, right? Somebody's trying to warn you and you're not getting warned. Ziggy and Cher and these people, yes, I understand it costs money to run these Facebooks. And like Brenda, right here, she just donated a super sticker, hon, and I so appreciate it. I am so grateful. That will go towards my computer fund because we need a computer for me to continue to do these, to be doing what we're doing here. Yes, it's very important to have that computer. Yes, it's very important, and I wore the one I got out by doing this. So, downloading, you just can't do what I do. And I work from home. So, the point being is, yes, we do need a computer. And that will go towards the computer fund. And yes, you need, to pay for the apps and all of these things. And you know what? A lot of everything comes out of my own pockets. Yes, that is true. Because you know why? I tell the truth up here and my stuff gets limited a lot. So, I make pennies and I'm honest. I don't accept nothing but super stickers and super chats. Nothing but that. Because I believe in paying, rendering on to Caesar's what's Caesar's and rendering on to God's what's God's. And rendering on to YouTube what belongs to YouTube so we can have these platforms. Right? So, I am honest. I'm very honest. Yes, it costs me. I could be running a YouTube like the rest of them. I could use Venmo's, Cash Apps, all the, Bing Bangs and everything. And I could be up here telling everybody what they want to hear and all this good stuff and everything. And yeah, I could do, and give you guys a sad song, a constant sad song, but I don't do that. Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Because if I need a freaking car, that's my problem. I don't haul nobody in here around. I have to haul myself, my children, my family, and that's my family and my problem. Ain't asking no one for nothing like that. That's ridiculous. The point being is, you don't give everybody, and you sure don't make a wish list for your whole family, expecting people that have their own families to buy for to be buying for yours. That's insane. Do you not love and care about other people the way you want to be loved and cared about? Obviously, these creators do not know how to love the people that are supporting them. I know that God will put it on the people when this particular channel needs things. God, like in a church house, God will put it on you to help if the help is needed, and people would just, righteously help because they want to, not because I gave them a sad song or tried to force them to. They see how much work that we're doing here, and no one has to force or beg or do anything to get the support, because everyone knows, that the channels have to be supported. That's just a given fact. So, Ziggy, stop it. Just stop it. We're all supposed to be working together for missing children. These children do not deserve the stigma that you're putting out here on the missing child true crime community. You're destroying it for these missing children. You're destroying it, because when people think, they ain't going to want to be here supporting these kids when they got people like you doing what you're doing. And these kids really deserve our support. I mean, we actually all worked together and we brought a missing child home. I was excited. I was super excited that we were able to do that. There is power congregating together and working together for these missing children. We could do so much. I'm just scared that, this is all going to go down. This is all, their place, their spotlight is going to end up being destroyed because of people, like Cher, like Ziggy, these people that they're not supporting the victims. They're supporting, they're supporting the criminals. And that ain't why we're here. That's not why we're here. We got to work together. We got to work together. And for all of these kids, we absolutely, and if the creators that ain't willing to step up and work for the victims, they're just going to have to get boycotted, right? Everybody boycott, because they're not doing, if you go to their channel and they're talking about all their problems instead of missing children and how to help them or help find them, and get justice for them, they need boycotted. They're going to sit there because all of their problems ain't our problem. We're not here to talk about ourselves. We're here to talk about these kids, right? We're here for these children. And the last thing I want is to see, their statement about Summer Wells' case, and then I walk in there and, oh, Lindy, I appreciate that, hon. Merry Christmas, PG, for your computer fund. Hey, girl, I so appreciate that. And that's right where it's going. That's right. We're going to get us a new computer. We're going to get us a new computer. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. God bless. God bless. And that's what I'm talking about. She just, it's just something she wanted to do, and she did it. God bless. And that's how all creators should, if the people want to give, let them freely give. But if they, they might not, you don't give them a sad song because they might not have it. And I'm not getting to heaven and God say, hey, this person needed some medicine. Instead, your sad song made them give you the medicine. No, I ain't going to hear that. I'm not going to hear that. Not in this life. Nor am I going to hear it the next one. Not PG. When I get to heaven, I'm going to hear, job well done. That's what I want to hear. Job well done, PG. That's all I care about. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'd have to tell the Lord, job well done as well, right? Because I know He's always watching. And anything I need, He's going to send. He's going to send the way. I don't need to give anybody a sad song. But then again, I'm not looking to keep my family kept up. What I'm looking for is to keep this channel kept up for these missing children. That's it. That's all I look for. Everything else, free. My time, all the content I do, everything free. Everything's free. And I even pay, like I said, I pay a lot out of my own pocket to do all of this. So, and a lot of time, my family time spent doing this. My kids love it. They love doing it too. And I got to be grateful for that. I got to be grateful that, that they want to do it as well as I'm doing it. Because I wouldn't know what I'd do if they didn't, right? Because I need to spend time with them. And so, I'm blessed. I'm blessed in so many ways. So many ways. Money ain't everything. Money isn't everything. I'd rather have everybody in this chat tonight. I'd rather have your prayers than your money. I really would. Prayers are free, but they're worth so much more. You can't buy prayers. Something someone has to give you for free. Right? And I think we all think sometimes, who's praying for us? Who's praying for us? I know sometimes I wonder who's praying for me. But I know somebody is. I know somebody is, because God's always blessing me. And I thank Him. I thank Him. I thank whoever's praying for me. Whoever's wishing me well, praying for me, God bless you. Something money can't buy. But it's worth more than diamonds and gold. That's what I'm talking about, And that's where I think a lot of these other creators are messing up. Their lives probably be so much better. They were asking for prayers instead of people's wallets, right? Here's a basket. Just put your wallet in it. That's Ziggy. I'm really angry with my mods. Why are you angry with them? Because they don't know how to put their pocketbooks in the mail to me. All right. Okay, Ziggy. I heard that. What the fuck? Yeah. Whatever. Toaster Oven says, I pray for you, girl. And I am most grateful. I am most grateful. And know that I pray for you guys too. I absolutely pray for you. I pray, PG, Mr. J. Amen. God bless. God bless. And you know what I pray for? that you all keep praying for me. That's what I pray for. That's what I pray for. You know, when Miss Norway came up here tonight and she said, you know, I asked God to keep you in good health and able to do what you're doing. No gift on earth could have been a better gift than those words that she said to me. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm ready to go down there and take Ronnie's job, right? I hear they're sending him on out of there. They might hire me up, right? That would be the whale's worst nightmare, right? PG, for sure. Trust me, I got in there. Summer will be found, right? She'd be found. And if we couldn't find her, so what? I'd be like Dom, Candace. Don't need a body to prosecute your asses. I'd be prosecuting, right? Well, number one, remember when you guys told us where she wasn't? You said you could have told us she wasn't in the woods. She didn't wander off. She wasn't in there. Could have saved us the time, the sweat, the pain, the agony. Well, when you said that, that's when you got prosecuted. Because when you said that, you were saying you knew where she ain't. So obviously you knew where she was. Because no one could say what you just said without knowing really where she was, right? You can't say that. No way in hell. You can't tell me where someone isn't unless you know where they are. Or you looked yourself, and I know your asses didn't go in them woods because I'm afraid of the bears and the coyotes. Remember that? I don't go for no walks around here because I'm just too scared. Something might bite me. Right? Candace? So I know your asses didn't look. If you didn't look, then you can't say she wasn't unless you knew where she was. And I think that's enough to prosecute your asses upon. Now, I don't know what the sheriff's waiting on. I don't know. If it's a calling, I hope God calls him soon. Right? I hope God calls him soon. I really do. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's son is, you know, he went from 20 down to 1. He almost got out of that 1 till everybody started bitching. Now he's got to do his year. But Sheriff, you know where he's at now, right? There ain't nothing more you could do. So get your butt out there and find Summer, right? Do what you should have been doing in the first place. Instead of just sitting back, oh, I'm not going to let Summer's case run cold. I promise you, I'm going to solve this case. Her case ain't going to run cold. Yeah, I was stupid enough to believe that. You broke my heart, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. You really did. I got to look at you as a liar now. I got to look at you as a liar. That's sad. Because that little girl needed you. That little girl needed you. Your son's a big boy. Your son's a big boy, grown-ass man. Take care of his own problems. But that little girl, she needed you. And you failed her. Miserably. You failed that little girl. I lost all respect for Tennessee law. And I really lost respect when they told me to go do their job. Right? I guess I should have went down there and done Ronnie Lawson's job too, right? Hell, I couldn't have done it any worse. Right? Couldn't have done it any worse. That's for damn sure. That's the truth. Good night, Blue Eyes. Exactly. Cursed with curiosity. You're right. And, they didn't know where she was. They had no idea, and if someone abducted her, they could have took her out a little ways in those woods. And as you said, and then left her there. And the Welsh didn't know. They had no idea. An abductor don't always have a car, right? Abductors don't always have vehicles. Sometimes they're on foot. And they don't get too far. So, absolutely. That's true. I mean, you can't tell. If you don't know what happened to the child, then there's no way you could say where it is or where it isn't. You want all avenues to be explored. Everything. Because you don't know. And it's important to look everywhere, not somewhere, right? Oh, yeah, that dirtbag Jody Sue. She did. The dog stopped right at her. Then she tries to backpedal on everything as well. I think Jody Sue has told us what really happened to Summer and then backpedaled on it. I really do. I think because it's their game. That's their game. They play a game with us. They love to play their game. They're evil. Even the Wells are evil as hell. All of them down there like playing that game. And the only time I've ever seen people who join together and play games like that, they're into an occult. That it is just what it is. I mean, they're into something much bigger than you think. And I definitely know how the cult works. Trust me. I know. And that's the only time you're going to see this kind of stuff. Start looking around. And they're a group. It's a group. And this group plays all these games. Just like they're doing. You got that right, second doing on. You got that right. They with both hands, they couldn't find it. You're right. I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, they did hit on Summer's scent. They did. Absolutely. They hit on her scent. And Jody Sue is trying to distance herself away from Summer by seeing Summer the night before. She knew she saw Summer the night. I knew. I was calling it out from day one that she's a fucking liar. That she's seen Summer the night before when they went looking for Dobbs. I told it. She even brought that ass over to Ziggy's. Remember, she came up on Ziggy's trying to run her face? Right? And I try to be nice to her. I absolutely try to be, I try to be nice, Jody Sue act like, she act like she was Miss Know It fucking all, right? Got that ass shocked she actually got shocked when she found out that I fucking was knowing more than her, right? And then shit she didn't know I knew about her. Oh, I think she's a neighbor down this road there. Right? Try and call me out and shit. Right, Jody Sue? Bitch. You's trying to call me out. Sorry ass is you still don't know. What neighbor, right? Jody Sue? You sitting there. Who the hell is PJ? Right. You dumb bitch. You don't know shit. And I knew you didn't know shit. Other than you had an opportunity to save that little girl and you didn't. You didn't. Your own hate, your own jealousy, your own worry about, you didn't turn them into Child Protective Services because Andy was making too much off of them. You wanted that money to keep coming in. You didn't have time to cause them trouble. Cause them trouble, they might have to buy a lawyer or something. And hell, you already was pissed about the bag of corn dogs you didn't get, right? Fat ass. That's what I'm talking about. You even wanted that baby's corn dogs. Not that they wasn't skinny enough already. Unbelievable. Jody Sue says she heard the scream inside that shed. I'm telling you, I think whatever happened to Summer happened on, I really truly believe that there was something more going on down there than meets the eye. And that's the truth. Something a lot more going on down there at 110 Ben Hill Road between, the Wells, Jody Sue, that freaking weirdo, Fred Hill, right? And Allie and them were tied into this somehow as well. Because he wasn't going to tell when Summer almost died at the age of 3 from drugs, right? And then Allie even lied to me, and said she's going to have to ask her mom about that, right? No, True plainly said you were there. True plainly said you were there when it happened. So why are you lying about it? Good night, Marilyn. Yeah. We appreciate you being on our channel. We appreciate it. Hopefully you come back, hon. Become part of this family. God bless. Yeah, so I think I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard Jody Sue so much. I think I was the only one listening to her for months and months and months like nobody else wanted to listen to Jody Sue. Nobody. I don't think anyone still wants to listen to her. And to be honest, I try damn hard not to, but I have to, right? For Summer's sake. For Summer. For little Summer. I walk through hell for that baby. I walk through hell because I know Jesus walking with me. And I'd walk through hell for Summer. And that's the truth. It's too bad, Dawn and Candace, that you won't walk through hell for your daughter. Right? Too bad you won't do it. Pieces of shit. Y'all pieces of shit. We're here every night. Every night. Just about it. I mean, 365 days a year. We're here about 360. Donald, Candace. Where are you? Where are you? We'd like you to be here just 60 of it. Right? It gives you 300 days off. You can't even make 60. You can't make once a week for your daughter. Sad sacks. Up there hiding. You're up there hiding like a bunch of fucking ostrich with your head in the ground, right? With your big head down in the ground. That ain't going to make this problem go away. It ain't going to make this problem go away. You dirt balls. Right? Being an ostrich ain't going to make it go away. They're up there all hiding. I hate to tell you, but your backsides are still sticking out. And that's what sooner or later law enforcement's going to get a hold of. It's your stinking backside. And if they don't, hell probably will. Right? Hell probably will. So there you go, Dawn, Candace Wells. You know, go to your little church. Go to your little church that says, you know, oh, it's okay. It's okay to do whatever you guys done. You don't have to worry about nothing. Long as God forgives you. Well, you know, maybe if you can't forgive yourself, God ain't forgiven you yet either. You ever think of that? You ever think of that? Some people say the hardest thing is forgive yourself. Well, maybe that's why, you know, I don't think God forgives people until they confess their sins. You know, you need to confess your sins. And I hear you're supposed to confess them to the preacher. Dawn and Candace Wells, you have not confessed your sins to the preacher. Yeah, there you go. Crystal says, I absolutely would as well, PG. She'd walk through hell for these babies as well, especially little Summer. And their own parents ain't willing to do it, but we are. Sad. Oh, I appreciate that, Mr. J. You guys are heaven sent as well. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you're not, because you are. God put you here for a reason. Exactly, and that's exactly what Donald, that's exactly what Donald was telling me from the get, that they knew, and they know she's no longer with us. They knew exactly what happened to her, and it had to be covered up. But Donald was thinking it's best to shut it down, but Candace was getting all that money. Candace didn't want to because of the money coming in. And the money started to get to Donald as well. It started to get to him too, right? It was all about the dollar. So, you know, is your soul for sale, Donald? Is your soul for sale, buddy? Obviously it is, right? You get a price tag on that ass. You get a price tag on that ass, buddy. Yeah. Well, you know, that's pretty sad because the price tag on your ass costed you your daughter, right? Cost you your daughter. Cost you your morals. It cost you from stepping up for your daughter when she needed you most. Don't ever look at no one and say how much you loved your daughter. She's my heart. You lying piece of shit. Because Candace is your heart. Not your daughter. Candace Wells is your heart, bitch. Right? That butt nasty that don't take a bath. That's your heart, buddy. Not your daughter. Because if your daughter was your heart, if your daughter, your little girl was your heart, you'd have told what happened. If your sons were your heart, you'd have told what happened. You'd have told so your sons wouldn't be feeling all guilty about what happened to their sister that day. You would have cared about your sons. You would have cared about them having mental issues for the rest of their life over something stupid that happened up there with your wife and her mother and whoever else was involved that happened to your daughter. You would have said, the hell with all of you bastards. My sons ain't going to grow up like this, and my daughter ain't going to be out there somewhere hidden away where no one knows where she's at. Right? She ain't going to be like that. My sons are going to know where their sister is. They're going to be able to put flowers on her. The world's going to know where my daughter's at. And they're going to know exactly what you bastards did to her. Because you're not my heart. These children are. This is my blood. That's what you would have said, Donald. You're a piece of shit. You're a big fake ass motherfucker that walks around looking for people to give you a pity party when you don't deserve nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. You're a piece of trash, still protecting the dirtbags that did this to your child. I don't care if you was at work. I don't care if you didn't have any involvement in it. I know that you know what happened. I know you could have told. That's my opinion, and I'm welcome to it. And I know you're a piece of shit. I know you had a price tag on your ass. You basically sold yourself out like the dog you are. Get mad. Call me a bitch. Ask me if I give a damn. Because personally, I don't. Scumbags like you are a dime a dozen, Don Wells. A dime a dozen. Good, upstanding, righteous men, they're the ones hard to find. The ones that really love their children, would have stepped up for their child, would have put the pieces of shit that deserve to be behind bars. They're the hard ones to find. They're worth their weight in gold. I hope you enjoyed the little ride that you took. I hope you did. Your little fun ride, collecting in a bunch of money, buying your little sunglasses, making a mockery out of your daughter's case, sitting there telling the whole world about some horrible things that happened to her. You're sick. You're sick. Nobody could have said what you said that had a heart, that really loved their child. No dad. He might have thought it, but he couldn't have ever said it. That showed me right there you was a heartless piece of shit. No fucking better than the nasty bastards that you keep company with all the time. You're a disgrace. And go to church. Go to church all you want, Don Wells. You use God. You do not worship him. You and your old lady are way closer to the fire than you are to the water up there that's going to give everybody eternal life. Right? You better go sit in a freaking mud puddle, Don Wells, and hope that ass stays wet when it hits hell so it don't start smoking as soon as most people's would. That's the advice I'm going to give you. There's you a tip, motherfucker. There's you a tip. Sit that ass in a fucking mud puddle and hope it sucks up enough water that you won't have to feel the heat down there for a while. All of about 5 minutes. Right? There you go. Yeah, she's running. That was funny as hell. She was running low on metabolism from her lies. She is straight freaking. Yeah. You could tell. Candace might have went to school, but she didn't learn a damn thing, did she? She didn't learn nothing. A moron. I mean, I tell you what hell is. Hell's a place where, Satan and his demons are going to end up, right? Satan and his demons are going to end up there as well as all the humans that didn't do righteously, right? Now, I don't know, but from what I heard about hell, and there's actually people that, have died and went to Hades, right? They went to hell, heard people screaming, go back, go back. But I'm going to tell you something, what I've heard about hell. I heard that, when you get there, the pain that you inflicted on others is going to be inflicted on you. Only it ain't ever going to end. It's going to continue to be inflicted upon you for eternity. A lot of people, say they think it's funny, right? They think it's funny to be evil and do their evilness, and they think that this is the only life they're going to have, right? They ain't even thinking about, heaven or hell, because they don't care, right? They don't care. They're living. They ain't got brains enough to care, I guess. But they will. They will. At some point, they will. So, I say go for it. Now, I don't know what happens in Hades. All I do know is the rich man went there, right? Lazarus went up in the arms of an angel, and the rich man went to Hades, and he wanted just a drop of water, and I'm sure Lazarus would have gave him one, right? I know I would have probably wanted to as well, but the angel said no, right? Then he wanted to go back and warn his family, and they said no. Your family's as bad as you, and they're going to deserve the same place that, it's got to be your own choice if you want to change or not. So, it is what it is. And if you think that you can keep putting off coming to God, if you think you can keep putting it off, keep doing wickedly, putting it off and doing wickedly, and you think at some point you'll, when you're done doing all your wickedness, you'll get saved and all this good stuff. That's premeditated. You really think God said, today is the day. Come as you are. Come now. You can't keep putting God off and then all of a sudden expect him when you're ready to be ready too. That's premeditated. And the Bible says that, you ain't going to get away with that. You should have came while God was calling. A lot of people think that they can do that, that little dirtiness, get away with it. I don't think you can. It just is what it is. I know a lot of people that think that way. And that's the wrong way to think. I think that, I think for some young people, really young people that get into a bad way and, and something bad happens and, they're going out of this world and they pray and yeah, I think God forgive them for their sins and take them on to heaven because they're young. They really didn't think about it. But for people that are evil and they love doing their evilness and doing that evilness is the very reason they're not, they think they got plenty of time. That's premeditation. And I think, it says to the Bible that God will turn you over to a reprobate mind. He'll turn his face away from you. And I think it's them people that he turns his face away from. He don't want you. Don't worry about coming. Exactly. However they choose, and never have to pay eternal consequences or think they can fool God the same way they deceive people. Right. Exactly. And you're not going to get away with that. Absolutely not. God knows our hearts. And he knows your wickedness. He knows your wickedness. Today is the day. God's calling. You better open that door. You better let him in. You better say, hey, I've done enough. It's time to get righteous. Time to do right. I just hope that the Wells, I know there probably ain't no hope for Candace because she laid on the bench at the church like Norman Rockwell painting, right? She looked like the old drunk, old hobo laying there asleep. But Donald sat up, right? He sat up in that seat and he was taking it all in. He was listening. Hopefully, he does what's right for his daughter, for his sons, for everybody, right? Hopefully he does. I pray that he does. I pray he does. I pray Donald really wants to know God and he does the right thing to get to know God. And it starts right here with this case and putting the truth out. And that's probably what set him free. That might set him free. So he can move on in his life with God. I hope that he does the right thing for Summer. I really do. But until then, I'm going to keep calling him the piece of shit that he is. I'm going to keep reminding him what a bad person he is. I'm going to be right there, letting him know that he fucked up. He fucked up. And he can change it at any time. He can change it at any time. I'm sure that they would be willing to give him. I'm sure they would be willing to give him immunity if he'd tell. Donald Wells could get immunity. Just like I'm sure Danny did. Don Wells could get immunity. He needs to speak up. Because sooner or later someone is going to. Let it be Candace. Let it be Grandis. But somebody's going to talk. Grandis might tell on her deathbed. And they'll all be fucked, right? She may tell on her deathbed. Then Donald's going to prison for the rest of his life too. What he's got left of it. Yeah. I don't think I would want to be taking a risk like that. If I was Donald. Because I'm sure Grandis wants to get into heaven as well. So I'd be careful if I was Donald. All right. We're about to show Donald, Candace, Grandis, and all of them, and Jody Sue, all these good suspects. And I do believe they all are suspects. What they should have really been doing. If they were telling the truth, I believe they would have been doing. And that's keeping their daughter in the spotlight, right? Keeping their daughter in the spotlight. But they haven't. They haven't. Yeah. I don't know if atonement would want to touch them, to be honest. They some pretty wicked people. They're pretty damn wicked. It's hard to come back from where Don and Candace is at right now. Very hard to come back from. Because you know why? They've been there too long. They've been there too long. That's the sad thing. They've been there too long. Oh, wow. It's snowing there. Hey, that's awesome. Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely, McBro. Absolutely. That's the truth. All right, we're going to play Summer Song out of here. And God willing, we'll be back here tomorrow night. And keep these babies in the spotlight, right? We'll be back here tomorrow night, keeping these babies in the spotlight. Something always going on. Some news always coming through. Let's pray. Let's pray we get some good news on Summer, like we have Michael Vaughn, Little Monkey, Quinton. You know, we're getting good news on a lot of these missing cases. Let's pray that we get some on Summer. That's what I'm really looking for, is to get some on Summer. Don Wells, Candace, if you guys just come out and tell the truth, what happened to your daughter, or at least let Summer be found, put laid to rest, I will leave YouTube and it won't ever see me again. And that's the truth. I will leave YouTube and won't ever be heard or seen of again. You just let that little girl be found. That's all I want. And I'll walk away. There you go. There you go. That's even more of an incentive for some of the creators that dislike me so well, right? Those creators that dislike me so much, go find Summer. Find Summer. Get the Wells to speak there, Cam. Or at least tell more what you know, instead of holding it in your pocket like a fucking gingerbread cookie, right? Find Summer. PG's out of here. Want to get rid of PG? All they got to do, bring Summer home. As long as that little girl's missing, I'm going to be your all's worst nightmare out here, right? Your worst fucking nightmare. Trust and believe that. All right, everyone. As they always say, Swear Garden's going to ask for prayers after she just cussed. Yep, that's right. I sure am. You know why? You want to know why, Cam? The other ones that want to beat me down? Because I can. Right? It's because I can. There you go. Same reason you guys do your evilness. Because you can. Well, I can pray right after cussing. Absolutely, because last time I checked, the devil's the father of all liars, like you, not a cusser like me. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask for those prayers for that baby, because I know that only God can get this one done. Only God. And I pray that God answers our prayers. I absolutely, positively pray that He answers our prayers. And lets this little baby be found. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Say her name, Donald. Say her name, Candace. Say her name, Cam, if you know it. Right? Say her name, Ziggy. You built your fucking channel off her back. Yet you don't cover her no more. Right? Pieces of shit. Anyway, please keep those prayers going up for little Summer. I know God's listening. I know if God wants her found, she will be found. Why, what the holdup is, I don't know. I don't know. But if anybody can get this done, I know God can. So keep those prayers going up for that baby. Keep them going up for sweet Norway. Keep them going up for everyone else needing prayers. We're always needing prayers. I can use prayers too. Absolutely. I got so many haters. It's like pick a number and stand in line, right? And trust me, they're backed up for eternity. So, like I said, I could use prayers as well. Always know I am praying for you. I go to church every day. I pray for everybody, not somebody. God bless. Much love. Good night. And as I said, Lord willing, we'll all be joined together again tomorrow night for these babies. Purple hearts for Summer, blue hearts for Quinton. Good night, everybody. God bless.